watching some Hassan. I gotta shut it off. Here we go. Oh God. Oh God. It's not gonna be a good one today. If you've seen the reports. Have you seen the reports? Oops, sorry. Have you seen the reports? Not this report. Not this report. Not this. I'm telling you, man. I think it's bald men. Bald, insecure men. Hold on. Where's the report? Here it is. You seen the report? It's not looking good. It's not looking good. He can't do it. Or whatever Rob Schneider says. Fuck that guy. Welcome. Welcome to the show. I'm Rob. How are you? We're going to talk about this in just a moment. Crimes against humanity. Not the card game. Is that a card game? What is that game? I don't know. I haven't played it. Apples against humanity? Words against humanity? What is that card game? Card game against humanity. Cards Against Humanity? Yeah, it's not that. This is not that. This is a report about Epstein and his global criminal enterprise. And yeah, not looking good. Not looking good for those boys. Those boys. Let's see who is outlined in it. Some photographs depict victims, unknown identified females and males, former U.S. presidents. Interesting, they don't say current Secretary of State and other celebrities. But don't worry, if you were wondering if there were current presidents, here's Epstein's desk. You can see the former, the Bill Clintons, the Popes, and then you can see the current, right there, the Don Trumps. Yep, he's in there too. But I do have some good news. Not him. Not Cash App Patel. You guys thought I was lying when I said his name was Cash App. I wasn't. Cash App PP Patel. No, there's just two P's there, sorry. Cash App Patel Esquire. Where are you looking, buddy? Come on. Hey, focus, Cash App. So I wanted to do this because not only we're going to listen to him lie under oath about protecting his Madam President, but I just wanted to prove to everybody, because I think people thought I've been joking for the past year when I've been calling him Cash App. People like laugh. I don't know if they think it's a joke or a pun on the fact that he probably takes money from the taxpayers like a Cash App. I don't know. Is he friends with Matt Gaetz? I don't know. But it was not a joke. This was not a joke. Know your enemy, folks, okay? This dude's fucking name is Cash App Patel. God damn, we're run by the biggest losers, you know? Can't we get someone named like Greek Goad? Like anybody with a decent name. My Christ. But it turns out, majority of Americans disapprove of Donald Trump and even more disapprove of his handling of the Epstein files. And 50%, look at that, believe Trump was involved in Epstein's alleged crimes. So we're going to cover all of this stuff today. We're going to dive deep into it. We're also going to tinker in the little, does everybody have their, what's up, Sardion? Oh, hold on. I got to do this. Hold on. We got to take a moment. Sardion, if you type again, you should be, play Freebird at the end. At the end, we always wrap up with Freebird at the end. Thanks for being here, Greatwood. Sardion, if you type again, you should be wrenched up. I make that face when I crap my pants. Who said that? Nature boy. He's like, oh man, I don't know how to say this on picture day, but I need a new pair of pantalones. Um, Wait a minute. Why didn't it work? Add as moderator. Now it's standing. Okay. Now it should work, Sir John. Boston is a joke. Well, we'll show you who the joke is. You are. Come back tomorrow. I knew this was going to, as soon as I seen JD Vance. Yeah. I mean, just look at these people. They're not bringing their best, their brightest. Hey, focus. Eyes over here. I over here. You can't even say eyes. You have to say I over here. And we're going to listen to him perjure himself. There we go, Sir John. Excellent. Excellent. 1, 2, 3. Testing. Beautiful. So you know what? Let's just now let's let some people usher in. You know, when the FBI head perjures himself, you know, lies under oath. I think we should have a little crowd in here, and then I'll play the audio. You know, in the FBI. And listen, I'm not gonna clutch my pearls and be like, oh no, the FBI is lying. Tell that to JFK. But I do think it's important the reason they're lying. You know, I think that's a vital thing. The FBI never lies, right? Just look at COINTELPRO. Just look at the Black Panthers. Just look at JFK. Just look at what else. And that's the other thing I wanted to say. You know, everybody, do you have your tinfoil ready? We're going to put on some tinfoil hats. We're going to have a little fun today. We're going to not only look at how many Americans, what percentage of Americans believe Donald Trump is, you know, involved in these Epstein crimes, which The Guardian just released an article talking about how these crimes are crimes against humanity, not the card game, the actual against humanity crimes. But then I started wondering if 50% believe he's involved in these crimes. What other percentage of crazy conspiracy theories do Americans believe in that, you know, either aren't true, are true? Because America is home. We're ripe for conspiracies. So I thought it was funny. I'll throw this up real quick. We're going to look into this stuff, okay? But there's serious news to get to. Not me, none. They exonerated Trump. Yeah, they exonerated him. Who told you that? Did Donald tell you that? Let's play the audio of that. That's so funny. I love that. I love people repeating what Donald told them. I love the party of small government being like, the president told me he was exonerated, sir. And I always believed the president, as long as he was in the files and best friends with Epstein and wouldn't gain anything by, you know, totally exonerating himself. I don't know if you or Donald Trump knows how being exonerated happens, but it doesn't happen by claiming it. And that reminds me of that great bit in The Office where somebody's like talking to Michael Scott and they're like, you're going to have to declare bankruptcy. And he walks out to the office and he yells, I declare bankruptcy. And everyone's like, oh, Jesus. Like, that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a perverted Michael Scott president who's, let me just get the audio, who's declaring he's been exonerated. No investigations. They had to redact him from the files. They deleted all the files he's in. They won't even release all the files, but he's been exonerated. And we have those nerds in here. Oh, this guy's going to keep talking? I thought I proved you stupid 2 seconds ago. Shut your face. You know, it's not easy. It's not easy to look that dumb, but somehow you managed it, Chris. Your parents must be horrified of you. Hold on, Trump. Let's see if I can get the audio. 7 minutes. Just give me the audio. Here it is. On Facebook. I hate Facebook. I'm not doing Facebook. Okay? Fuck you.
Nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. They went in hoping that they'd find it and found just the opposite. I've been totally exonerated. In fact, Jeffrey Epstein was fighting that I don't get elected with some author, the sleazebag, by the way. And I've been exonerated. I have nothing.
Hold on. I gotta rewind it. You know the sleazebag author he's referencing in this is Michael Wolff, the same author that he allowed to write his book, Fire and Ice, or whatever. A Dance of Fire and Pooping Your Pants in the White House. I don't know what the book was called. I didn't read it, nor will I. Is that what you guys are bringing in here? Guys, if you're too stupid to pay attention and comment on what we're talking about, um, at least Chris did that. He said he was exonerated, which I'll play the clip. But if you guys are too stupid, this live stream might not be for you. It's not for everybody, okay? This live stream is not for morons, maggots, people who just listen to Donald Trump and repeat those words. So I'll give you a warning. If you can't stay on topic, I feel like I'm talking to Cash App Patel real quick. Hold on, let me show you who. Hey, buddy, I over here. I bet his teacher did that a lot because he was probably a little prick in school. So here's Donald Trump claiming. Hold on, real quick. Okay, just so everybody knows, exoneration is the official legal process of clearing a convicted person's name. If you don't know why this is so funny, hold on. Let's get a picture of Donald Trump's photo in Epstein's drawer. If you don't know why this Donald Trump saying this is so funny.
I've been exonerated. I have nothing to hide. I've been exonerated. I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. They went.
Just stop it there. I don't want to hear that orange turd cutter anymore. Just so you know, exoneration is the official legal process of clearing a convicted person's name. Is everybody with me on the same page? I know, MAGA, you too stupid to understand this, but that would mean you were convicted of those crimes, and then overturning a victim verdict, dismissing charges, or vacating a judgment through court action, often driven by DNA evidence, witness perjury, or misconduct. Oh, man. Oh, this is adorable. Yeah, so Donald Trump, through no legal process of his own, of his DOJ, of his FBI, of any kind of investigation, any kind of follow-up, any kind of interviewing witnesses, interviewing survivors, through no legal process whatsoever, Donald Trump proclaims, this is like, I declare bankruptcy in the office. He has declared exoneration. We couldn't have the stupidest fucking people running this country. It is almost painful to watch, you know? Oh, man. Oh, man. I don't think Donald Trump is right. Keep hoeing that road. Keep hoeing that road. Hey, what's up, Tia? What's up, Tia? Hallelujah. He's been exonerated. Doesn't it remind you of the OJ verdict, guys? If the files don't fit, you must acquit. Oh, look what I got stuck on me. I got a little gem stuck on me. These people are so stupid. MAGA, I feel bad for you. I feel bad for your parents. I feel bad for your family members. 13-year-old Katie Johnson to you. She was threatened and the case disappeared. Which, if you've read the files, you know that's kind of an MO of Donald Trump and Epstein, threatening young children. And all of a sudden, things disappear. And I know MAGA's like, you believe that? You believe the most powerful, wealthy people in the world with connections to Israel and all different kinds of intelligence agencies could threaten these people? Yeah. Why don't these survivors just speak up? Oh, did you not hear us asking Pam Blondie if she had spoken to any of them? And she said no. Nor do they plan to. They could go ahead and reach out and we'll leave them on unread. But here is Cash App Patel. Cash App. Call him by his first name. You don't know this bitch. Hey, I over here. Here he is lying.
Is no credible information. None. If there were, I would bring the case yesterday. that he trafficked to other individuals. And the information we have, again, is limited.
So the answer is no one
For the information that we have
in the files.
in the case file.
I would have, you know, John Kennedy, senator from Louisiana, who's a shitbag, I would have had a follow-up. I would have said, wait, let's see. Hold on. Let's.
That he trafficked to other individuals. And the information we have, again, is limited.
Okay. I don't know how to say this to a moron. Let me pull a picture of him up just so you know who I'm talking to when I address him. Hey, I over here. The information you have is limited as the FBI, as the Federal Bureau of Investigation. It's limited. So you're telling me you have more than 6 million files. Pam Blundy went on record saying we have videos, disgusting videos, CSAM video, all these videos. We have photos. We have all the files. They're all on my desk. And you're telling me what again? The what is limited, Cash?
And the information we have, again, is limited.
It's limited. Limited to what? Limited to what? You don't have all the access to the files? What is this dude saying? He's got limited information. Hey, listen, guys, here's what he's telling you. Guys, I would love to look into this Epstein thing, but you gotta understand, as the head of the FBI, I have limited resources, limited information. You guys get that? I'm under oath. Why would I lie, you know? Why would I defend the guy who gave me a job where just last year I was podcasting about how we need to release these files and look into it? You know, and now I have this cushy job where I can hire jets, private jets on taxpayer money to pick up my girlfriend, or I don't know what he's doing. You know, why would I'm Sacker, this is public service, folks. He is in public service. And what he's saying is, as the director of the FBI, he has limited information. Poor Cash App. Now, if I was that dumb sack of mayonnaise, John Kennedy, not the good one, the one from Louisiana, I would have had a follow-up. I would have been like, how do we get you the rest of the unlimited information, Cash? You see how the Democrats and the Republicans, Kennedy's a Republican, but do you see how, like, it's political theater? Do you understand? It's just political theater. They're not asking any hard-hitting questions. Let's listen to the rest of this. Just so we're clear, what the FBI head is telling you is, he'd love to look into this. It's just, as the head of the FBI, you're limited in what you can do, especially when it comes to FBI, Federal Bureau, especially when it comes to investigating things. You're really, your arms are tied. You don't get all the information you need.
Is no credible information. None. If there were, I would bring the case yesterday that he trafficked to other individuals. And the information we have, again, is limited.
So the answer is no one
For the information that we have
in the files.
in the case file.
No one. That's a good question. So the answer is no one. That's not the question you want to ask. The question you want to ask hinges on why, as the FBI head, do you have limited files? Is Pam Blondy hogging all of them? Is Donald Trump rewatching them? Is he sending them to all the cabal of these Satanists that are still out there just running all the companies? What is so limited about your information, Mr. Federal Bureau of Investigation guy? This is political theater, and it's done poorly. If I was there, I would have booed. Can you throw tomatoes? What do you do at a bad play? I don't know. It's a lop-eye. Hey, I over here, buddy. Stop. You're wandering. You're wandering, Cash App. This dude's seen some files for sure. Yeah, you know, he went into the FBI and he had perfect 20/20 vision. He could look right at you. And this is what this is what they should have. Listen, if you're gonna do political theater, at least make it comical. You know, if you're gonna call us stupid to our face, at least make it funny. Say, listen, do you want to look? You know, do a PSA. Show him before and say, this is your brain, and then show him like this and go, this is your brain after seeing the unredacted Epstein files. You know, and go, you don't want a wonky eye like that. This is all he did was read the Epstein files and see the videos and all that, and look at what happened to his eye. Hey, over here, Eye over here. Sorry, John, I'm not reading that one. They had 7 years to go through every email. What we got is bullshit. Well, not only that, but listen. Amdam, not Van Dam, Andam. I want you to understand too that they spent a year, right? January to December, a year redacting Donald Trump's name, redacting co-conspirators' name, redacting powerful people's name, redacting CEOs, redacting, who else? I don't know. Tons of names, and also not redacting survivors' names. Like that is just the proof. Todd Blanche admitted that. Pam Blonde. I mean, everybody's admitted that. Like we redacted the people we weren't supposed to and left unredacted the people we were. So they clearly were at work on this sloppily. And what would you expect from a guy with one eye like that? You know, he's probably trying to redact the right name and his eyes wandering off. And he's like, shit, I did Donald Trump again instead of the survivor. I'm so sorry. And they're like, no, it's good. Keep going. I'm just kidding. He doesn't have a backbone or character or anything like that. So they were hard at work on this, but hard at work coming up with this plot to perform for you. This is no longer politics. This is theater. This is guerrilla class warfare, theatrics of the worst kind, because number one, it's not believable. And anybody like me watching this bullshit TV show, what is this on Tubi? What is this on? What's that what was that? Hold on. Give me a second. What was the TV? Wait. What was it? An app? Was it app? What was the app with? What was it? 30-second shows? Was it 30-second shows? Stories? Netflix? No, not Netflix. There was a name for it. Not Vine. No. What was the? Does anybody remember? It was a couple years ago, and they were like, no, not. What was the TV service with short shows? Their whole thing, and they went under like right away. They didn't even QB for quick bites. QB. Oh my God, that's it. Nobody remembers QB. I'm sorry that I do, and I had to look it up. 50 and 100 million files, not released allegedly. Well, apparently our criminal administration that's running our government likes having criminals in charge. Yes, and some of these people do too. That's the horrifying thing. Why are other countries starting to get police involved in doing their jobs and taking people in? That is a good question, Ash. Cash App Patel. That is a good one. Turn on the communities. I got to read about that. I don't understand communities tabs, but I will look into it. What? Okay. Oh, sorry. I didn't want to put that up. Here we go. Here's the files where, what is this? Internal memos. I'm pretty sure these are the internal FBI memos. Yeah, that's right. Forward. Guidance needed. Hey, listen, we got presidents, celebrities, and secretaries of states and stuff. What do we do with these files? Just so you know that it's... there's a paper trail to their lying. This is why it's, kind of like if The Office was cast of like the most hated celebrity, if like The Office was like Katherine Heigl and who's a hated male actor? Oh, that comes up really quick. Gee, Rob Schneider. If The Office... Listen, this current tyrannical regime, I just want you to imagine if they rebooted The Office, okay? And Michael Scott was played by Rob Schneider, and Dwight was Jimmy Kimmel, and Pam was Katherine Heigl. That's what is happening right now. It is like the MAGA version of The Office, which I'm surprised MAGA hasn't done that, you know? I'm surprised MAGA hasn't done that. I'm surprised that MAGA, listen, I was saying this to my wife the other day. I said, at some point, one of these, you know, but middle of the country southern states like Arkansas or Oklahoma are going to just lower the consent age to like 8, you know, and then they're going to move the files to that court, whatever Supreme Court districts that in, and they're going to be like, turns out, guys, everything's on the up and up in this state, and that's where it all happened, you know, and people will be like, oh, great, great. Like that's the level of manipulation that is happening to the small percentage of morons that still are buying into this, because there's not many. And I have the hold on, let me pull up the thing here. Adult U.S. citizens. I'm glad they didn't say minors, because you know you don't want to ask them. Anyways, half of Americans think Trump was involved in Epstein's alleged crimes. Half. That's half of America. And the funniest part to me is like 20% were like, what's going on? Are they still mad about Bad Bunny? Like 20% was like, I don't know. I'm not reading them. I have to go to work to afford an egg. And then you see MAGA's right here. MAGA's right here. Because look at this. Republicans, 67% think no. MAGA Republicans, 80%. Like, tell me you're not a brain damaged bunch to just live in a clear delusion. When you could get the Rob Schneider, hold on. What's up, Edward? Good to see you. Rob Schneider wouldn't have to act very hard to play Michael. He's already pretty dumb. Yeah, he is. Only half. Listen, yee blurg. I know. It's very frustrating. But you gotta remember, these are probably like small, you know, probably a couple thousand people. I still think it's funny that 20% don't know. You know, I want to know, what don't they know? Like, do they not know if he's involved in the crimes? Do they not know about the files? Or do they not know, you know, like, how out of space do you have to be like, the who? Is that like the Berenstain? The what? You know? It's really incredible how many Americans have their head in the sand during, you know, these times. Let's just call them these times. Where, like, you can't walk into a fucking mall and not be like, oh, this is a grooming station. That's all this is. Abercrombie and Fitch, every tween store, Victoria's Secret, like every mall shop. I wouldn't be surprised if we heard it. Please God, don't let Orange Julius's Mr. Julius go down. Please God, if you're hearing me, I enjoyed too many of those Orange Juliuses in the 90s. Please don't let it be him too. I told you yesterday, the Chuck E. Cheese CEC, I don't even know, middle management of CEOs are so lobotomizing. But I mean, Chuck E. Cheese, you can't drive by an American strip mall and not point out somebody that owns something there that's not in the Epstein files. Like, this is how pervasive and perverted it is. And it's not like, you know, they weren't... These people don't own Restoration Hardware. You know, they're not like, hey, man, let's keep it classy. You know, we're going to do this stuff on the side. They were like, yo, that guy that owns Chuck E. Cheese, how about the dude who takes the kids' school photos? Like, they were the creeps. Why do you think they were so good at their business? They were like, hey, a never-ending ball pit where maybe a kid gets lost or two. I don't know. Sounds great. Where, oh my God. You know what I mean? And maybe I'm too deep into the files. Maybe I know too much. Maybe I'll never go to a mall again and not have Tourette's screaming like, pedophile place. Don't spend your money there, you know? But I don't know. At this point, is the system really working? Let me ask you, MAGA. Oh, okay, here we go. Roy, what is Trump making great? PDF files? Is he making them great? What is Troy? Or Roy, whatever your name, Roy Duran. Jesus. Roy Duran. Remember that name for when, you know, they put Trump in prison. Roy, what is he making great? You know, because you said Trump's making great. Thumbs up. Your wallet. What do you do, Roy? That, you know, you're the one American that's like, hey, man, this is awesome. He's probably like, I'm a Canadian who does trade deals with China. What again, Roy? Again, Roy, we're trying to dive in. You know, you made a comment, and I wanna hear what in your wallet is he making great? You know, what do you do that's been so great? Hmm? Come on, Roy, own it, own it. I didn't force you to say Trump's making PDF files great again. I will not look that up, Mark. I don't know if that's a. I love Roy. This dude is nuts. He's a troll. He's a troll or a bot. Well, listen, let's give him the time of day. You know, if you're going to have the balls to come in here when half of America's like, oh, Donald Trump's in the Epstein files, and be like, hey, he's great, man. I just want to know, what is he making great? The fact that you find your daughter, you know, bangable? What is he making great, buddy? You know, come on. Don't disappear now, you coward, you little chicken shit. I've given you too much time. I'm not going to focus on this much more. And if you can't answer me, then mods, fucking boot him the fuck out next time he chirps. Wall Street told Trump to back off Canada. Thank God, you know. Trump is king of what? Owen Miller. Here, let's play. I'm going to show you where Owen Miller got this, okay? Outside of being, you know, a traitor, treasonous person to America. Because anybody who calls a president king, oh, what's up, Pazzo AF? What's up, man? $9.99. Thank you for the super chat, man. I'm supported strictly by viewers like you. I ain't taking no billionaire Epstein class money. I'm supported by people like you, and I thank you, Pazzo. Good to see you. Was at the USA DNK game in Milan, and some American fans were chanting, "We want Greenland." We need to call these people out whenever possible, not just the politicians. Apathy will kill 100%. I gotta like that too. Hold on. Apathy will kill our democracy. And Pazzo, I don't know if you've heard me say this before. One of my heroes, great American activist, Abby Hoffman, who is also from Massachusetts, Worcester, the Woo. He said democracy is not a thing where you hang your hat. It's not a place you reside. Democracy is something you do. So you're 100% correct. Being apathetic to this, or at best, being these people, the not sure crowd, like what this said to me when I first read this poll about people who were not sure about the Epstein files and if Trump's involved in the crimes. You know, first of all, get an opinion, grow a spine, and don't tell me like Kevin James was in the news because he wouldn't answer any political questions and like, I just want to focus on fun. And that's why I started to really dislike Dave Grohl, because I heard many times Dave Grohl saying in concert, like, hey man, everybody's welcome here. And I thought, even Nazis, Dave? Even? Because you know Kurt didn't allow that. Kurt didn't allow people to grope women at his shows. He called them out. He would try to fight him. He would kick him out. So you sat behind Kurt, and then you just went, well, the money's too good. All your money is green. I'll take it. I don't care if you go home and you know, beat people or you're a crime against humanity. And I thought, Dave, you claim to be in a punk band, and you have Pat from the fucking Germs in your band, and this is your stance in these times, you fucking coward. And really, you don't get to call yourself an American and stand on the side. It's not how we were started. It's just not in our history. It's not in our roots. So Pazzo, thank you for that comment, because being not just apathetic, but like consciously being like, I can't pay attention to the news. It's too stressful, is saying like, please, you handle it for me. That's what these people are saying. And the thing is when somebody hands off their democratic fucking responsibility, guess who has the power? And guess who says, oh, great, we'll gerrymander you right out of the situation. You shouldn't. Hey, politics is very stressful. It's a lot to think about. You know, there's meme coins to run and bribes to take for prisons and, you know, this and that. When you tell somebody that you just can't do it, what you're saying is you're responsible for my democracy and freedom. And that's why I do a live stream every single day or every single weekday, sometimes on the weekends, supported by viewers like you. Thank you for Binary Ghost 5131 for the $5 super chat. It will come out that Dave Grohl had a hand in... Oh, don't. I can't even do... I'll read the comment because it's $5, but don't. It will come out that Dave Grohl had a hand in Kurt's... See you in the future. if it, I can't even go down that rabbit hole. And we're going to talk about conspiracies, okay? We're going to. We might as well get into. I got to play a little more audio. Binary Ghost, you just brain effed me. I can't do it. I don't know if I could do that one. We're going to talk about. We're going to hate these Antifa pseudo intellectuals. Why are you here? You hate everybody's grandfather who fought in World War II? We were all Antifa, you fucking non-intellectual, intersexual, pedosexual. I hate people who say stupid shit like that. Like, do you not know we fought against fascists in World War II? So what, you hate Americans? Oh, great. Great for exposing yourself. Shut up. What's up, BCJ? Oh, I don't like everybody talking about Dave and Courtney. Okay, you retracted it. Okay, thank you, John. Listen, Kurt is one of my all-time heroes. He is an amazing human, such a sensitive soul, and a rage angel. God damn, there's some stupid people in here. Stupid people. Aggie, yeah, listen. Courtney, doesn't look good in all this. Stupidity rules in America. It 100% does. This is the only country when Donald Trump was like, we're going to dismantle the Department of Education. Stupid people. Hold on. Let me get my clip. That's not the clip I was going to. I was going to say smart people don't like me by Donald Trump, but you know the quote. Stupid people cheered that on. Stupid people in America are like, I don't want my country educated. We're the best at being dumb. Like that's literally what they're proud of. These motherfuckers. Why can't they catch color blindness or something? Or like, why has it got to be stupidity? Why has it got to be so contagious around MAGA? God damn. I've built a home across the street from Kurt's house. Are you serious? The big one in Seattle, the one with the bench in the little park. Virtual reality for me. Are you serious? Nothing more obvious than people's stupidity these days. Listen, that's what I'm saying. If you're one of the adult citizens that took this poll and you're not sure if Trump's involved in the crimes, when here's the thing. Here's how I'll sell my case, okay? It's very simple. If you're unaware, because 50% of America is like, duh. 50% of America is like, yeah, no shit. We heard them lying. We remember Pam Blondie saying, I have all the files on my desk. And then the next week, she was like, it doesn't exist. And then Tomald Hulk, whatever his name is, whatever that Madam President's name is, Epstein's best friend, that's what we'll call him, was like, it's a Democratic hoax, except for the part with Bill Clinton. Everybody remember that. And that's the only non-hoax part. So here's my thing. If people are going to lie extravagantly around it, can't keep their story straight on record, on TV, I would just say, good rule of thumb is they might be hiding something. That's it. And this comes from someone who, when they released the other trove of files, which they still haven't all been released, Todd Blanche admit that on TV, you could search Donald Trump's name and tens of thousands of files came up. And then that was Saturday. And then by Monday, if you search Donald Trump's name, 4,000 came up. I'm not even sure if 4,000 will come up now. You can go to justicedepartment.gov, Epstein files. All you have to do is click yes, you're 18, which is still, it's the most sad, hilarious thing I've ever seen. Because I'm like, oh God, there should be more scrutiny. Like put in a birth date or like make a kid make up a birth date, And they don't. They're just like, are you sure you're over 18? You're like, yep. They're like, welcome to the trove. You see anything you like? Because we got a great network of CEOs that would love to meet you, And there are those goons. You see them in the chat. One of my stepmoms was Jeff Tate's baby mama. What? Yo, virtual reality for me. I'm pretty sure you're a sub. And you've hit the notification bell. let's connect on Discord. Maybe you could come on and if you wouldn't mind, like give us a tour of Seattle or talk to us about this. I'm so fascinated in that stuff. I could go down rabbit holes about, that whole Seattle scene and just everything. That's cool though. That's cool. Sorry to be sidetracked. Um, Wait, I'm missing some of this. Wait. What's going on? Uh, I love the people that go and most of the people didn't care until they heard Trump's name. Yeah, that's it. Keep telling yourself that. Keep telling yourself that no one cared until Trump's name came out. Keep telling yourself that the stuff that people are reading in these Epstein files, which let's get into that. Before I get into that, I want to play what's this dumb bitch's name? Who knows? This is one of Trump's spiritual advisors, the girl one, because if you read about the guy spiritual advisor got arrested for charges against minors. Birds of a feather. Don't ever forget that William Eilish song, Birds of a Feather. Okay? Because Donald Trump's Christian spiritual advisor was cuffed and stuffed for doing inappropriate things with kids. But the lady one, she said this, and this is where these maggots get it from, just so you know.
And where I stand is holy.
Shut up.
To say no to President Trump would be saying no to God.
To say no to President Trump would be saying no to God. It's a psychotic cult. It's a psychotic cult. Because they don't treat the presidency like that. That would just be a monarchy, right? Because a monarch is, God ordained king. But it's specifically to one man who, don't forget, is in the Epstein files. Ooh, wait, I'm missing the comments. Hold on. Binary Ghost, thank you for the $10 super chat. The problem is that the ones in the halls of power will defend each other. It's not left or right, but they'll put on this show, and unfortunately, people on the ground will eat it up and play into it. 100% Binary Ghost. Thank you. Hold on, someone's telling me. President's allowed 2 terms. Yes, we've discussed that. That's because of FDR, because he was elected 4 times because he was a socialist president. Put in the New Deal, wanted an economic Bill of Rights, yada, yada, yada. But correct, they're only allowed 2 terms. But that's all this is. This is what I've been trying to spell out with these people that are unsure, or the maggots that say, no, he's not involved. They're doing it as a personal vendetta. They believe this is team sports, and if the Democrats get in power, they'll take our freedoms, like not wearing a mask for medical reasons, but wearing a mask for being in the Epstein army. Like they don't even make sense when they talk in the chat. So they're not real humans. Just remember that. Like I want you to think of like the stupidest person and that stupid person might ramble on for a bit, but you're not like, oh, we should take him serious at any point in time, And even when they leave, you're like, oh, they drive? I forgot about that. Oh my God. They're driving a 2-ton vehicle. Oh my God. You know what I mean? These aren't serious people. These are not fucking qualified people. But I will give them this. They are diehard political rage baiting, team sport playing, theatrics consuming hog snarfers. That's what they are. They're hagfish. They don't know anything. You hear them say this, oh, it's woke, or where's socialism ever succeeded? Well, I don't know. Why are they trying to kill Cuba right now? What's up with them starving and blockading Cuba? It looks like Cuba had been doing pretty good, and America needs to make that fail. But you hear them say stupid things like that, and we all have those people in our life like, oh God, I don't have the time to educate. But it would really do the body good, if you just weren't so stupid all the time. If you weren't just a stupid dummy. But those people are like flagrantly team sport tied, I mean, look, Donald Trump was a Democrat, I want to remind you of this because I'm old enough to remember. He was friends with the Clintons, a Democrat, a coastal elite from New York. You know, all the things that these people hated. And as soon as Donald Trump was like, I hate Hillary Clinton, they were like, hurrah, our savior has come. You know, literally. Literally. To say no to the president, Trump would be saying no to God.
No to President Trump would be saying no to God.
They're calling him their savior. The dude, I don't know. Call me crazy. I'm a Christian, right? But not an American one. I like believe in what Jesus said. You know, like loving people, flipping over tables when you see capitalists. You know, the basics. Pretty sure Jesus isn't named in the Epstein files. Pretty sure Jesus wasn't like, no, let those little children come to me. And everybody turn your head. I'm going to an island. You know what I mean? And these people, this is how stupid they are. They will overlook all that because most of the MAGA base thinks they're Christian. They're not. They're not. Don't worry. There's a passage in the Bible where Jesus is like, oh, these people will come to me and be like, didn't we cast out demons in your name? Didn't we get bit by rattlesnakes? Didn't we speak in tongues like morons in front of everybody and not let them chastise us because we were speaking in tongues? And the Lord will say, I do not know you. It's in the Bible, you know? And these people are going to have a rude awakening whenever they're being by, you know, Satan or whatever. I don't know what happens in hell. I don't. We're all theorizing, you know. But they are flagrant little hogfish for their team, you know. You'll see him. You'll see him in the chat. Not making sense. Looking like an idiot. What was his name? Roy Duran? Never forget that name because you sullied the good name of Duran Duran, you know. Roy Duran had an avatar and his full name on here, and he was like, Trump is the best. Like, bro, you should do a live stream talking about it. And some of them even do. You see him on Tim Pool, Ben Shapinos, Patrick Bet Davidstone. You see these people, and they're going to be embarrassed, you know. But that's okay. They're not in the long game. They're in the grift game. They're in the let me get your money now. And we'll figure out the rest later. And the reason they're figuring they're safe is because what we're seeing with the Epstein files. Okay? The reason they're figuring they're safe is because if let me just read, I'm going to read this article to you. Millions of files related to the convicted Jeff Epstein suggest the existence of a global criminal enterprise that carried out acts meeting the legal threshold of crimes against humanity, a panel of independent experts appointed by the United Nations Human Rights Council has said. The experts said crimes outlined in documents released by the U.S. Department were committed against a backdrop of supremacist beliefs, racism, corruption, and extreme misogyny. The crimes, they said, showed a commodification and dehumanization of women and girls. Quote, so grave is the scale, nature, systemic character, and transnational reach of these atrocities against women and girls that a number of them may reasonably meet the legal threshold of crimes against humanity, they said in a statement. That's powerful. That's a powerful statement. And then they say the experts said the allegations contained in the files require an independent, thorough, and impartial investigation, and said inquiries should also be launched into how it was possible for such crimes to be committed for so long. Now, I'm a firm believer if you just put the crimes in Spanish and call him El Señor Trump, they, you know, MAGA might turn on him. I mean, if we could call Elon Musk, if Elon Musk tanned like Donald Trump did, I'm pretty sure MAGA might turn on him because he is an illegal immigrant. His brother admitted it on camera. I can't believe some of the shit these people admit on camera. I really can't, you know. But anyways, and just think if this was, you know, any of the minorities that these maggots chastise so hard, if this Epstein files was filled with them, you don't think in a heartbeat they would be like, get him? You know, MAGA's whole identity is victimhood and, you know, torch bearing the flame of the superior geneticists. These fucking freaks, my God. So the fact that it's Donald Trump, now they got to play coy. You know, they're going to be like, hey, my wallet's doing great. Really? Why? Because it's a lighter than ever? What are you talking about? 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, and the other 40% are upper middle class. Shut your face. I love when they're like just flat out delusional. We used to Avitala the winged wolf. By the way, did you guys see the wolf dog or the husky? It wasn't a husky. I think it was a wolf at the Olympics go out after those skiers. I don't know how those skiers, I don't have a picture of it. I'm sorry. Just look up the video. But a wolf ran out onto the Olympics, onto like a ski course. And those skiers kept skiing away from it. And I'm like, you get that rare of a moment with a wolf and you don't pop your ski. I would have quit the fucking Olympics right there and then, tried to hug the wolf. Couldn't believe that. Wolf haters. The pizza parties. Yeah. The codes that we won't know about until the rest of the files are released. What's up, Infinity 888? You're not doing better. You're not. I love the people who are like, it was all Biden's fault. You're not doing better. You know how I know? Because you don't live in America by yourself, moron. I know you think you do. I know you think you go to work and you pave the roads that morning, and when your house is on fire, you call the fire department, and then you show up and put the fire out. Your rugged individualism is showing, and you need to stop. You live in a country, and we're doing much worse. Okay, just I hate to say read the news because I know you probably can't read, but have someone read the news to you. But Biden. Oh, sorry, John. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Didn't have it ready because I did not want to do this. I did not want to do this, but you're gonna make me do it. Don't want to do this. I don't, but I'm gonna do it.
How many of Epstein's co-conspirators have you indicted? How many perpetrators are you even?
The Dow right now is over 50 now. I don't know why you're laughing. That's what we should be talking about. The Dow right now. S&P at almost 7,000. The American people need to know this. Need to know how is the Dow.
Let me address the survivors because that's
How is the Dow?
I love the guy at the end. Thank you, Sir Jan. Lame Donald Duck. Yup. Where in Oceania in the book 1984? Are you Casey from Yellowstone? No, I'm not 58, dude. I don't know what the fuck Yellowstone is. Isn't that Kevin Costner, like, old people softcore porn? Where he just talks about nobody crossing his fence. Tell me how old you are, but tell me what you watch. Holy crap. Smoking Blondie, what's up? It's lies. No way the wallet is ready for retirement or old age. Yeah. Smoking Blondie, is Orion here? That's what I need to know. And I'm gonna take a side alley for a minute. I couldn't help but think yesterday. I was like, are Smoking Blondie and Orion feds in my chat? But then I thought they're too cool because they were both like, yo, what's up? I'm here. Hey, Blondie, I see you. And I really appreciate when, people catch each other in the wild in live streams. It's one of my favorite things. I know it's stupid. I understand. Make fun of me for it. But I love going into a live stream and seeing somebody. And I know I'm losing viewers right now. They're like, this makes no sense to me. I'm like, but if you happen to come to my live stream and then one of your friends comes in and you're chatting and you see each other, that is like, my heart is just bursting with joy. It's one of those little things in life I don't know why I appreciate so much, but I do. So let's keep an eye out for Orion. Let's see if he comes in the chat. I got to go to work, but it's always nice to catch you streaming. Hope you have a good day, bro. Avitala, the winged wolf. I love your name. We got to get you some artwork for your avatar. Chris, I know you keep saying I look like, who's Casey from Avatar? Not Avatar. Casey from what? Yellowstone? God damn. By the way, if you could hit subscribe, hit the notification bell so I could do this on a proper thing like Hassan does, where when I'm looking up Casey from Yellowstone, I could show you too, because right now I can't. I don't look like Casey. That dude is, who is that? Oh, and he spells his name like Kayce, right? Who is Casey from Yellowstone? Luke Grimes? He started as Casey Dutton. Luke Grimes. Who's Luke Grimes? How are you gonna make me fall down a rabbit hole? He's a musician? Luke Grimes is a musician. Get the fuck out of here. He was in 50 Shades of Grey, American Sniper, Happiness for Beginners, 50 Shades Darker, Magnificent Seven, Taken 2. Wow, he's had quite the career. Luke Grimes. Who did Luke Grimes refuse to kiss? This is the #1 question people asked on Google. He refused to kiss actor Nelson Ellis's character, Lafayette, in True Blood. He was reportedly uncomfortable with the same-sex romantic storyline developing for his character. That's so funny. Of course he's a country singer. He's got to be a country singer, right? He's like, I'll lose my audience. No way. No smooching the other booches. Luke Grimes, musician. What kind of music? Oh, yeah. Western AF. Oh, God. Please don't call me Luke Grimes. Please. Please refrain from that. Okay? If you're wondering what he looks like a hagfish. Just imagine what a hagfish looks like, okay? Looks like an eel with vampire teeth. Oh, Christ. What were we doing? What the fuck were we doing? You guys sent me on a goddamn rabbit hole. Oh, Ted Lieu. I wanted to play this Ted Lieu. If you don't know who Ted Lieu is, he's a representative in California. I'm pretty sure it's California. Yo, he has been lambasting. And I love Ted Lieu because way before the Epstein file stuff, Ted followed me on Twitter, went back when it was Twitter, and I followed him. And I appreciate Ted. He likes some of my stuff, even though Elon Musk got me silenced on there. And I know, if you're a hacker, I know. Please don't offer me services. I know I'm shadow banned. I also did get, I don't know if you remember the controversy when Elon took over the platform and he banned 5, I think it was 5 journalists, and they said 1 comedian, and that was very graceful of them to call me a comedian because, you know, I try, but I'm not. But I was that one other guy that didn't get mentioned. And there were like 5 people and 1 other rando got banned from Twitter. And then I got back in. So suck it, bitches. But Ted Lieu has always stood by my side in the virtual world, and I stand by his. I love Ted. And I'm going to play this, but I also have to watch what he says because, again, the crazy thing about what's happening in our government right now is there's these crazy allegations because, again, Donald Trump is all over the Epstein files. So some of our government officials have to say what the president is accused of, but if I repeat it on here, you know, I get demonetized. So I'm supported by viewers like you. If you could hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'm live every week. Say, what's up? I'm Rob. I'm not Casey Grimes or whatever. Stop that. Stop that. Stop. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. Yes, like, subscribe. Smoking Blondie. Feds would never hire me after looking at my social platforms and what I do for a living. I didn't even need to hear that, but I appreciate you. I just had that. Listen, if you're not a touch paranoid in times like these, you know, it's not healthy. You got to be a touch. You got to be touched by the good Lord. And with that said, I am on a mission from God to vanquish all the heathens out of this place and speak truth to power. And we don't bend the knee, and we certainly don't respect tyrants. And if you feel similar, then subscribe. By the way, is Orion here yet? Where's Orion? I feel like I gotta get on some social media, be like, Orion, Smoking Blondie is here, man. Come on, get on it. But that's where I had Smoking Blondie. Good to hear. And it was just a brief touch of paranoia. That's it. That's it. If you're not following along, these two connected in my live stream yesterday. And later in the day, I went, are those feds? And I went, nah, it's got to be the edibles. Sometimes I crack myself up. No, I know. Good people in here. Listen, there's good people in here. Okay. We have a great community. We really do. Like I got to say, after a shitty day at work, it's amazing to come and see all your virtual avatars and to see your handles and to see your comments. I really do appreciate it. I love you guys. Elon is the beast the book talked about. The end book, Revelations. Oh, yeah, but Revelations talked about the guy that was touched, you know? What was it, John? Who fucking wrote Revelations? I'm pretty sure it was John. And he was exiled to a Greek island where, you know, I'm surprised they gave him pen and paper. Is that a conspiracy right there? How are you exiled to an island and you get pen and paper to write Revelations? And the dude's basically, I think the fucking bread might have been, you know, I think maybe John was eating magic mushrooms and like, man, I gotta note these crazy trips, you know, because Revelations is bananas. Okay, here's Rep Ted Lieu talking about, again, I would just like to, blessings from Serbia. What's up? Good to see you. Good to see you. John. Was it John? You're probably right. Wait, isn't that what I said? John, yeah. I said John. Greetings from the Netherlands. Oh, I thought we had more Netherlands. I was going to say, you should meet. Anyways, Dusty, what's up? Good to see you. Hold on. Yeah, can we stop calling people the devil? People are people. Humans are able to do the worst of the worst. It doesn't need the devil to do heinous stuff. Chris, I like that point. I really do. I would say you can call him pure evil. Because one of my buddies, Chad Kalick, he's here on YouTube. He used to do Paranormal State. If you're into paranormal TV, it was on A&E with Ryan Buell. And Chad like produced it, and then he was a star in it. And me and him were close friends for a long time. And when we would talk like outside of YouTuber stuff, just rapping, you know, he'd be like some of the craziest stuff he'd ever witnessed. You know, he said, and that's how I know like what pure evil is. It's not paranormal. It's usually humanic. Is that a word? Can it be a word? It was humans committing these heinous atrocities. And it was usually humans with power over someone or, you know, some kind of authority over someone else. And it was always those situations that he would say were the most evil to him. I should reach out to him and see if he'll come on. I haven't talked to him in a long time. He almost passed away during the pandemic. And I reached out, but I think he was in the hospital. Maybe I'll reach out to him and see if he'll come on the live stream because he's a fascinating dude. He's got a channel here on YouTube. I don't think he tours anymore, really, and he does music. Oh, I should reach out to him and ask him if he'll let me use some of his music. But anyways, Muskie, the greatest superpower we've ever seen, use the Bible for a guidebook. What? I feel like that holds some weight. I'm always baking, so I never know who would reach out to me. Guys, what is going on in the comments? I can't follow this. I like your art in the background. Oh, thank you, Libby. Hold on. I'll show you the art. Before I show you the art, I just want to show you some tweets. I think Twitter's down. I was trying to get some more tweets for you. Elon Musk, father of 14 children, in an attempt to pass on his superior genetics. Don't forget, he has fake hair. Also, he talked about electric cars. This is so funny because I was there in real time for this. If you don't know, a software engineer called him on his shit on a Twitter live stream, and I was there. I was right next to him when they were talking. It was so cool. Because I was like, oh, finally he's getting exposed. Yeah, and not Epstein's exposed, like exposed as being a fraud. Elon talked about electric cars. I didn't know anything about cars. So when people said he was a genius, I figured he must be a genius. Then he talked about rockets. I didn't know anything about rockets. So when people said he was a genius, I figured he must be a genius. Now he talks about software. I happen to know a lot about software, and Elon Musk was saying the stupidest shit I've ever heard anyone say. So when people say he's a genius, I figured they should stay the hell away from his cars and rockets. All right, here is the artwork. Libby. And thank you for subbing too. I appreciate you. Cards Against Humanity. All right. He doesn't make, hey, what's up, Ham Debonia? Musk is so gross. He's a filthy swine. And not in like an adorable little piglet babe kind of way, like a filthy, hog snarfer. It's all engineers and scientists from Lockheed Martin and others. At what? SpaceX? You know what the crazy? Oh, I should have got the audio or the video. Did you guys see the China Lunar New Year celebrations where their robots came out, were doing backflips and kung fu, and I was like, we're fucked. Just as humans, listen, I know people always like, oh, fear mongering about China, but if you saw China's robots, you'd be like, damn, that's kind of cool. They have kung fu robots, and if you haven't seen the video, look it up. Oh, what's up, Smoking Blondie? Welcome, comrade. Appreciate you. Thank you for becoming a member. You too can be a member. I'm gonna put some more shorts just for members only up. I got one up right now. Members get shorts only. Special shouts out, and then a few other things. You're the Fire Horse. That's right. And there was a Ring of Fire eclipse. A Ring of Fire eclipse, which only happens, I forget how long, over Antarctica. So all these celestial events happening, right? But China's celebrating. And if you have not seen this video, I implore you to go watch it. Again, if you hit subscribe, if you support the channel, if you hit the notification bell, hopefully we'll get to the point where I can just play the videos for you. But China had all their robots doing kung fu and all this shit. And all I kept thinking about the whole time is that time Elon Musk, what is his robot called? Optimus? He introduced Optimus, and it was just like a lady in a robot skin suit, like Green Man from It's Always Sunny, and came out and just like did the robot. And I was like, we get fucking Elon Musk, and China has like a kung fu army of robots. Like they made Boston Dynamics robots look like child's play, look like some fucking, Furby. Watch the video. I was like, yo, China is fucking lit. If they build a robot army, we're fucked. You can't beat a kung fu robot army. I'm sorry. You can't. If the robots learn kung fu, we're all screwed. If you know anything about kung fu, we're fucked. We are fucked. Okay? Let me just say that. No amount of drones, they will be able to. That's the thing. You got to consider the way warfare happens now, okay? If these are Bruce Lee robots, they know a fluid, water-esque kung fu. You can't even hit them with that. Kung Fu is a defensive dance art form, okay? I studied it for a small amount of time. I love the monks. I absolutely adore Kung Fu. And you're just not touching this army. They will have precise timing to deflect anything. And they will make it look like goddamn breakdancing. We're fucked. Sorry. I didn't mean to go that deep. It's more the flying drones. Yes, because, Sir John, you're a human. Us humans are scared of the flying drones. Hold on. Binary, thank you for the $10 super chat. Binary. This whole broadcast is brought to you by Smoking Blondie, Binary, and who else super chat? Binary Ghost. And I forget who else did the super chat. I'm so sorry. And Smoking Blondie. So thank you guys. Thank you to my comrades, to the people supporting this. I will always be here speaking the truth to power. We will never bend the motherfucking knee. And we certainly don't respect tyrants. Know your history. If you're in America, understand what the revolution was. We're going to talk some conspiracy theories too. Muay Thai better? Not when it comes to robots. If you actually, hold on, Binary Ghost says, if you actually produce a product, you can't string investors along to keep your stock price high. And if your stock price doesn't keep growing, you can't keep borrowing against it to use debt as income. Thank you. Welcome to Elon Musk's whole charade. I know it's charade. I know it's facade, but I like to say charade. Yeah, that's why, what did he say? Didn't he just announce, he was like, we're not building cars anymore. That's a thing of the past. He's like, because he basically tanked Tesla, right? Because he's a moron, just like he tanked Twitter. And then he was like, SpaceX is going to buy Tesla, make us worth gazillions of dollars, and our whole plan now is we're not going to Mars, we're just going to the moon, if you believe that still. Because there were people in 2017 that gave him $200,000, 100,000 people gave him $200,000 to build a Tesla Speedster, and we're 10 years later. They don't have it, and he has their money. Just so you know how that worked out. You can look it up. And then he said his whole business focus was going to be AI. So I'm guessing we're all going to drive in AI to work. I don't know. Meanwhile, China has kung fu robots and BYD luxury electric cars for the affordable price of working class salary. Oh, fuck. God damn. And you know what? This is MAGA's fault. This is fucking MAGA's fault. They fearmonger about China when, I mean, China has kung fu robots. I would like a kung fu robot, okay? I would like a few of them. That would be, you know what would be, we're going to talk about conspiracy theories. I'm going to play Ted Lieu. But you know what would be fucking awesome? Remember Richard Simmons had Sweat Into the Oldies? It'd be sick if you could do like a kung fu video on YouTube with you as like, hello, I will be your exercise guru today. We're going to do some kung fu. We're going to work on your chi. And you just had four kung fu robots mimicking your things in the background. That sounds dystopian, but I'm telling you, that is fucking viral. And Mr. Beast, if you take that idea, I will fight you. I will fucking fight you. Don't do it. I don't have the money, but that's my idea, Mr. Beast, you fucking grifter. Sorry, Mr. Beast is a grifter. He's never had an original idea. He started counting like 1 billion, and then he just watched Logan Paul's music video all day. And then when he got big enough, all he did was take a Netflix show, Squid Game, and was like, I'm going to do it on YouTube. And people were like, so good, so good. You know, like he's an unoriginal piece of shit. And if he takes my kung fu working out with the robots idea, I'm going to have a fucking conniption. I'm sorry. Because that's a great idea. That is. That is. Thank you, Binary Ghost. Homelessness can add a sense of wonder to a city. Why don't you try it then, Steve? I don't take kindly to people speaking shitty about the homeless. Wait, who? Wait, I hate AI with a passion. Me too. A lot of war in the Ukraine is done with game controllers. That is so horrifying. It is so dehumanizing, desensitizing, depersonalizing. Can I get a summary? Glasses guy in Vermont. Of course. What would you like a summary? We're going over the Epstein files, how, let me show you some headlines. Let's go through some headlines. Let's catch everybody up. We're going to listen to Ted Lieu, and then let's get into conspiracies. Hold on. All right, so this is what we were talking about. The Guardian released, and I read this for you. Epstein files suggest acts that may amount to crimes against humanity. That's a UN report saying that what we're seeing in this cover-up in real time, like I played Cash App Patel, and his name is Cash App, okay? Cash App Patel. Do not call him Cash. He's not fucking cool enough. You call, hey, I over here. I over here. He lied under oath.
There is no credible information. None. If there were, I would bring the case yesterday.
No credible information. I'm not going to bring up all the files. I'll play a clip of somebody reading the files because they did it what is it, Cufboys? Hold on. What is it? Cufboys. Cufboys did some reading. I'll do that right after this. But I just want you to remember hey, I over here. Look at me. Remember what we learned today. I theorized that he used to have 2 forward-looking eyes, and then he read the Epstein files, and one went, wah. But yeah, this is the head director. Just so you know, Cash App leads the FBI. Before that, he was doing a podcast and writing books about King Trump, children's books, wicked inappropriate. And his podcast was based on, we need the files, we need them released, and we need all of them. And people gave him money for that, okay? And now here he is, the head of, what is the FBI again? Does anybody remember? Federal boob inspectors. What is the FBI? Federal Bureau of something. Oh, what is it? Oh, investigation. That's right. So this is the FBI head saying that he's got limited information. Silly FBI head. He should have been king of America, and then he could have all the information.
There is no credible information. None. If there were, I would bring the case yesterday.
Oh, okay.
That he trafficked to other individuals. And the information we have, again, is limited.
So the answer is no one?
I hate this fucking dude. Shut your face. Bad question. The question, if you're listening, you see, this is why it's important to be an active listener. Okay. When I worked in radio, they said you got to be an active listener. You can't just be waiting with your ears closed, ready to talk. And that's what John Kennedy from Louisiana, not the good one. We lost the good one. This is the shitty one. Don't like him. Probably smells like a bag of mayonnaise. But when the FBI director says this to you,
to other individuals. And the information we have, again, is limited.
it's limited. I'm sorry. I over here. You're telling me the information the FBI has is limited. Did you run that up to Pam Bondi? Because she was just at her pedestal saying, we have all the files you're never going to believe. Hundreds and thousands of videos. And then he goes under oath and says, don't know what to tell you guys. Hey, I over here. Don't know what to tell you guys. I'm just the little old head of the FBI Cash App. And the information we have is very limited. You know, as soon as we could get our grubby little fingers on it, we'd love to do some investigating, but we're limited in stuff. Really? Really? It's limited information. This is bad political theater, okay?
So the answer is no one.
No one what? No one what? That he trafficked? He already answered that. Ask him about why the FBI has limited information when Pam Bondi was like, we have so many fucking files. This is gross. I can't do it. I can't do it. You guys are going to freak out. This is what I mean. This is all bullshit. Democrats, Republicans, all theater. Theatrics.
For the information that we have.
What do you mean the information that you have? How are you not grilling him? This is your time. This is our taxpayer money. Hard at waste right here. This is our taxpayer money, hard at waste. What do you mean with the information we have? Aren't you the FBI? Who's withholding the information? Is it Donald Trump? Is it in his bathroom again? Or were those the files? Were those the fucking files that he had in his bathroom? Hold on. Can you, no sound. Okay, can you hear me now? Yes, I'm sorry. Am I going to lose everybody? I'm going to lose everybody. I don't want to lose everybody. Anyways. Now, yes. There we go. Hey, what's up, Eddie? Jessica, thank you. Much joy. Caravojas, thank you. It's back. Thank you, Dusty. All right. So what I was saying, sorry, again, you can help this problem. You, the viewer at home, can help this, or if you're at work, which would be awesome. You know, if you're at work watching this, fucking, that's rad. Fuck your boss. Anyways, And not in like an Epstein way. I hate that we have to clarify that now. Really, in America, like you can't make any crude jokes without being like not in like an Epstein file way, because these maggots, they get all out of whack like that. Um, but what I was saying is this dude and the No Homo Bro podcast circuit, Andrew Schultz, Joe Rogan, what's his name? Tinkley Dinkler? What's that little skinny dude? Tinkley Dinkler. What's his name? The fuck is Tony what? Tony Heathcliff or something. Tony Hinchcliffe. Yeah, Tinkley Dinkler. That's what I'm just gonna call him. If you hear me say Tinkley Dinkler, that's just Tony Hinchcliffe. The No Homo Bros. Please don't have him ever on my Google page again. I can't look at that fucking man looking like Ellen's face. Tinkley Dinkler. That whole podcast, where they're very scared of the others, and the others can just be from people too tan to, anyone. Like I'm trying to think like where it ends. It really doesn't end, It could be like a litter box. I don't know. They're just horrified of everything, but they're also the toughest men in the room. It's an amazing contradiction they managed to pull off to their audience. We are so tough, but the radical left woke wants these freedoms. Who cares? If you want to pee in a litter box, I don't give a shit. If you do it at your own house, who cares? It was proven wrong that there were no litter boxes in school, and then we did prove right that they had litter boxes at Donald Trump's furry party, which I showed you about, in case you're keeping tally. But again, the reason I'm talking about this is because it's so funny. It is so funny that Joe Rogan was like, damn, what's your workout routine, RFK? You want to spot me for some squats? Like that was his whole like vibe on the interview with RFK. It's like, damn, man, what are you benching, bro? And then I'm sorry, I didn't grab a picture of middle-aged Rock, but he did like a just eat healthy or some bullshit where when I was growing up, we used to have PSAs. If you don't know what a PSA is, it's just a public service announcement. Oh my God, they're still doing The More You Know. And it's online? 40 views? Oh God, yeah, no, I don't want to, no. Gross. No, give me the drugs on your face or whatever they were doing. Here we go. When I was growing up, we used to have shit like this. And it didn't feature these perverts taking their shirts off for everyone. It's like, God damn it, man. You don't want kids to be eating healthy while you're looking like that. Put a shirt on. Who's to eat healthy for? Joe Rogan? He already eats all elk meat and fermented beef or whatever. So it was really disturbing that Kid Rock and this fruit in the room were doing a shirtless workout video to eating your fruits and veggies, and it wasn't a parody. It wasn't. It was like they were serious. And if you've ever seen Kid Rock with clothes on, you could just imagine the stick figure he is without. But like, give me some like, this is your brain on sugar. This is your brain on vegetables, And you could even show a picture like, this is your brain on sugar. This is your brain on vegetables. Hey, I over here. Do something to snap my attention. Get my attention, folks. Oh yeah, I was gonna show you guys this. But we don't have time to get to that. I want to play this for you. This is Ted Lieu. I have to edit this appropriately because again, Ted Lieu is just talking about the allegations against the president of the United States that I know most of my subscribers do not like. We stand against tyranny and will never respect any of these people with the allegations in the Epstein files, irregardless of the investigations or not. We stand on principle. We are not like, what's that turd's name on YouTube? What's that guy from New Hampshire? Adam the 16? I pray to God you never ever listen to him. That's why he went to California, because fucking probably got punked too many times in New Hampshire. I know some New Hampshire folks, good people. I love my New Hampshire people. I don't like their state motto. But this is Ted Lieu. Let me make sure I can pull up some other stuff so I can play it over there. Hold on. Give me a minute. Because I'm going to try to do this in real time, edit it out. Okay, here we go.
So why are Republicans so interested in Bill and Hillary Clinton? It's because they're trying to distract from the fact that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files thousands and thousands of times.
Hold on. Smoking Blondie says, rich dudes out of touch. People can't afford fresh produce anymore. 100%. 100%. I went to the store the other day. My kids wanted some fruits. Strawberries were $8.99 for the little bushel. $8.99 for organic strawberries. Just so you know what I usually compare prices to, the federal minimum wage has not moved, and we'll play Ted Lieu again in a second. The federal minimum wage has not moved since 2009. It has stayed at $7.25. So my friends in New Hampshire, if you're working a minimum wage job, you're being paid $7.25. It would take you over an hour to work for one little hubbub, one little plastic container of strawberries. That's what I compare everything to. Big Mac, over $10. You have to work almost 2 hours to afford a Big Mac. Whoever, what was that name? Roy Duran, when he was like, my wallet's doing great. Thank you, Mr. Pedo President. Liar number one. But in no sane world are you like, yeah, people should have to work over an hour to afford some strawberries. So thank you, Smoking Blondie, because that is, yeah, I suck at math. Or maybe you're just a fucking bootlicking dumbass. It's $14 for a gallon of organic OJ now. It's insane. And you have these bootlickers like you, $7.25. That's right. Oh, I forget. We have people who are not in America. Okay. Oh my God. Real quick rundown. Congress has given themselves 2 or 3 raises since then, and their whole defiance of having to give themselves raises was, we can't survive on $120,000 a year. And if you don't know, $7.25 is not $120,000 a year. And most people that work these jobs, hold on, let me see if I got the meme for it. Let me see if I got the meme for it. I know I do. I know I do. Hold on. Where is it? Hold on. Here it is. It's not a meme. It's a tweet. I pulled this today because I was like, man, it's so crazy when these people defend this shit. So the federal minimum wage, the last time no, it hasn't been moved. Because actually, I remember getting a raise when the federal minimum wage, went to $7.25. I remember it went from $7 to $7.25 because I got a raise. I was working in radio, and I was fighting like hell to make more money. But not since 2009 has the federal minimum wage moved. It's almost been 20 years. And people still defend it. Like, oh, if we pay them more, we'll pay more for shit. You don't hear that argument much anymore, but there's idiots out there. And that was like the whole thing for 10 years, for almost 15 years. And now people are just, I think, coming to terms with like, it's not about paying workers more. It's about the people who have all the money and are hoarding it at the top. That's the fucking issue. Stock buyback, shit like that. But I wanted to bring this to your attention. More Perfect Union. They're amazing. Follow them. Read their stuff. It says your taxes subsidize Amazon and Walmart poverty wages because they both pay poverty wages. These trillion dollar companies, 33% of Amazon workers need public assistance and 25% of Walmart workers need SNAP to survive. To survive. This is not to retire because they bought gummies once, okay? Let's be very clear, because these fucking morons that you gotta combat this bullshit against are like, yeah, but they could buy soda. Jeff Bezos has a yacht to follow his other yacht. He ain't your friend. If you work for him, which I have people that I know who do, they're miserable. Miserable. I wonder why. Because the $1 trillion company doesn't want to share any money and they want to invest in Melania documentaries. How'd that work out? Bad investment? Oh, yeah, that's right. So just if you're not in America, and you're and you do come to America and you want to get a minimum wage job in New Hampshire or a handful of other states which still keep it there, you'll be paid $7.25. So you would have to work over an hour to afford certain things that once maybe you would work 15 minutes for. A little thing of strawberries, a Big Mac, simple things that these simpletons argue. Like, oh, you don't want the price of a Big Mac to go up. Surprise, surprise, bitches. Go look up how much McDonald's has raised their prices in the last 5 years. It's over 100%. They're greed inflating you. Okay? Now let's get back. So thank you, Smoking Blondie, for the comment, because fresh produce, that's what spun me off into that tirade. Fresh produce, organic food, that RFK, took his shirt off and was like, hey kids, want to be like me when you're a million? When he's doing these ads like, hey, just eat healthy. It's like, who's that focused at, dude? Who is this an ad for Joe Rogan? Because I don't think I want my kids in this day and age seeing Kid Rock and RFK Jr. shirtless doing bicycle squats, or I don't know what they were doing. Deep knee bends in the pickle patch. I don't know what the fuck they were doing. I didn't watch the whole ad. I seen the screenshots. I said, enough. Who is this for? This cannot be for children. Who is your audience? MAGA? Is MAGA cheering this on? The no homo crowd? Give me a break. Back to the maggots. So Ted Lieu. Let me find the Ted Lieu thing again. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to deal with my ADD. I get thrown off real easy. Hey, listen, someone said RFK is pretty funny. If you step back, from taking him as a serious human, hilarious. Guy's like ripping his shirt off, being like, eat vegetables. And you're like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Is he psychotic? It was an ad for Joe Rogan, Lawrence. I'm pretty sure the whole Kid Rock RFK thing was solely focused on Joe Rogan. It was to sell Joe and being like, you know what? I don't think us guys are eating enough vegetables. I seen Kid Rock doing some deep knee bends in the pickle patch with RFK, and I was like, they're gonna get me an apple. Maybe 2 and a banana. Anyways, Ted Lieu, let's hear. And I need to remind everybody, these are the accusations in the Epstein files against the president. So I'm just playing news, okay? Everybody calm down.
In those files, there's highly disturbing allegations of Donald Trump raping, Donald Trump threatening. So I encourage your press to go look at these allegations.
I did it.
And I'm highly disturbed that Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche just got the law wrong. Yesterday, he said, essentially, that it is not a crime to party with Jeffrey Epstein. Well, that's actually not correct. If Jeffrey Epstein was human trafficking and you show up and patronize the establishment at that party, yes.
And that's actually true. That's a good point, because I don't know if you guys heard about Robert Kraft going to a strip mall in Florida where he got a little happy ending on a massage, and he got charged for it. They weren't like, hey, man, you can go and party at these massage parlors. You're not guilty. It's only the people doing it. Like, that's just not how the law works. And we've seen that. We've seen that with, poorer billionaires. So I'm glad Ted Lieu pointed that out, because yesterday when I played Todd Blanche for you, I kind of pointed that out. So it's just good that we're all in this consciousness together of like, yeah, that doesn't make sense. The second in command of the law enforcement, I still find it hard to call them law enforcement when they're blatantly breaking the law, is lying to you. Is lying, I played the audio. He was like, hey man, it ain't a crime to party with Epstein, like making light of it. And even Laura, Satan's spawn herself, I don't know what her last name is, Ingraham or something, I don't know, Skeletor, I don't know what the fuck her name is. Even her on Fox News, she was like, really? Did you read the files? And Todd was like, hey, I'd love to say I did, but we gotta redact some shit. Like, it was just theater. It's theater. This is one politician I will say, Ted Lieu ain't doing no theater. That's why I had to him.
You're guilty, because patronizing is part of the law, the federal sex trafficking law. So
I can't believe that we have to have politicians go on TV to dispute that the fucking top law enforcement officers are like getting the law wrong. MAGA, you should be so proud of yourselves, and I hope you all identify yourselves with those red hats when we put all of these people in prison and hold tribunals, because I think just a qualifier should be if you fucking own one of those MAGA hats.
Deputy General Todd Blanche just got that wrong, which maybe explains why they aren't investigating all these folks, including Donald Trump.
No, I'd say it's a cover-up, Ted, but that's very generous of you.
He needs to read the law and investigate these.
No, again, this is Sardion. Welcome, comrade. Appreciate you becoming a member. Salute. Hey, what's up, Sunshine? You sneaking in? Sheeple and robots. Appreciate you. Appreciate all the members. Guys, I'm supported wholly by you, the viewer. That's why you don't see me doing no ads for some Australian toothpicks, as much as I love them. Unless they came a calling. That's maybe one of the things. I don't know. I'd have to look into their human rights accusations. I'm not saying they have any, but at this point, you just don't know. Chuck E. Cheese was in the fucking Epstein files, you know? Where a kid can be trafficked. It wasn't the guy inside the mouse, was it? No, it was a middle management CEO or some bullshit bureaucracy between the billionaire class, the Epstein class. But Ted was just saying, let me remind, Ted was just saying.
Wrong, which maybe explains why they aren't investigating all these folks, including Donald Trump. He needs to read the law and investigate these.
See, this is where this is where I start to say it's political theater, because you're doing a great job. A minute into this, Ted, amazing. I love you. Please don't unfollow me on Twitter, because you're super fucking rad and you do shit like this. You call this shit out. And we need people like this. This is very important. So if I could just have a touch of constructive criticism here, Ted, I would say you can't be a top law enforcement officer if you don't know the law. That's how it would, if I was his speechwriter, if I was his Grok bot or whatever is writing speeches nowadays, I don't know. Do people still write? I don't know. I would just say you shouldn't be in that position if you don't know. You know what I mean? Is anybody following me on this? Is everybody following me? There's a Norwegian Red Hat Brigade, all about humanity. I know that one, little D. That's why I said Red Hat MAGA, the MAGA Red Hat. I have a Red Hat. It says drug war veteran. You guys seen it. So Red Hat isn't a qualifier. It's a MAGA. It's a Trump was right about everything. MAGA, make America gay again. That one's a great hat. The MAGA, that stands for whatever it is. Molesters are granted immunity. Is that what MAGA stands for? Molesters are granted immunity. I don't know. They'll have to defend that, though. I'm right. I'm Gen X. Are you Gen X? You could be a Zennial. Are you an older millennial? Wait, you guys are throwing me off course. I gotta pay attention. Thank you, Daff Airy. Or Dap Harry. Magi. Hey, don't do that. The Magi are cool. I have a red hat that says superior. So, okay, guys. Here's the thing about being a socialist. I don't make all the rules. I think it's the people decide. I think it's people power. So I'm a Zennial. There we go. There's my elder millennials. So it's not against the red hats. Fred Durst, do not be worried. It's more about the maggots, when they have a MAGA thing or Trump thing. That's how we identify them. We don't just go over red hats. No, because red is a great color. But there we go. Now there's that. Oh, this is amazing. I love that there's so many elder millennials. Yes, JQBCO. I love it. It's, you know what? It's good. It is good to have some elder millennials in here finally. And Gen X. I love Gen X. Listen, growing up, Gen X was my heroes. All my heroes are Gen X. And they're all, most of them are dead. But anyways. But what I was saying with Ted is like, Ted gets into a little bit of the theater of it when he's like, you should go back and read the law. And I'm like, I don't know, too late. If you appointed somebody to top cop and second top cop, and they have to go back and read the law. It's just like with ICE. Remember we got those leaked information things that I showed you guys that they were going over with ICE agents, the immigration chode enforcers, because they're chodes and fuck ICE. And I don't give a shit who's handing over my data. These corporations subserviently bending the knee to the regime, to people who said fuck ICE, but fuck ICE, okay? Abolish them and prosecute all of them. And here's part of my point. Part of my point, because I'm not going to bend the knee. We don't fucking bend the knee here. I don't give a shit if you think you own all the platforms and everything. We got people power. There's more of us than there are of you. That's why we are the 99% and you are the one. Be scared. You wealthy ingrates. But ICE had to have a reminder on what the amendments, the Bill of Rights, the Fourth Amendment, what they could and could not do. And I say, if you have to do that far into the game off. You know what I mean? Like, you don't start playing checkers and then fucking once you're almost beat, you're like, hold on, what are the rules again? You know, that's not how shit works in life. Like, you gotta remember when Donald Trump said, like, only the best people? Turns out, the worst. So Ted, when you say stuff like this, like, I just it's a little constructive criticism. That's all. I think you did fine when you accused him of the rape and the trafficking and the other.
All these folks, including Donald Trump, he needs to read the law and investigate these people. He also needs to resign.
All right, Ted, you won me back. He needs to read the law, but that bitch needs to quit. This is why I love Ted. You didn't see that curveball. He was like Tim Wakefield throwing in the knucklehead. He was like, maybe they should reread the law and quit, you dumb bitches. Fucking, yo, if you're on Twitter, go follow Ted Lieu. Go follow Ted. He's my hero. He is on C-SPAN, deadpanning the camera like goddamn Michael Scott, reading off the riot act to these fucking criminals in charge.
So Deputy General Todd Blanche just got that wrong, which maybe explains why they aren't investigating all these folks, including Donald Trump. He needs to read the law and investigate these people. He also needs to resign, not only for not knowing the law, but a massive, not only screw up, but the biggest privacy violation in history. They release a lot of picture.
I just need to apologize. I want to formally apologize to Ted Lieu. MAGA, take note. This is what a real man does. He owns his mistakes, and he says, I was wrong. Ted snuck that in there. Like, he was like, oh, I'm just a normal politician. I'm going to say you guys should reread the law. And then fucking boom, he comes out of left field, and he's like, and also these bitches should resign. This is the biggest criminal cover-up ever. All of you quit. I should have never second-guessed you, Ted. I feel horrible. I feel really bad. I'm sorry, Ted. Will you ever forgive me? Nobody send him this. Nobody. He should be arrested in the Oval Office or wherever he happens to be. Remember when he called Mar-a-Lago the White House South? The hub of trafficking, White House South. My Christ, man. We are a demented country. And we got a lot of work to do. But I have revolutionary optimism that the people will, the people will win out. But let me just say on camera, I am sorry, Ted. You hit me with the surprise left. And man, you knocked me out. You knocked me on the floor, bro, because that was straight fire. You know what that was, Ted?
Of minors, unredacted, just violated the privacy of these girls. It is uncalled for what they did. The one thing that they could not do under this law was to invade the privacy of these women now, who were girls at the time, who were victims of sex trafficking. Also, he met with Ghislaine Maxwell. Maxwell moved her to a minimum security prison and then got a puppy for her. So for all those reasons, he's just got to leave the Department of Justice.
Yo, he didn't even say service dog, which is how news reported it. And this is how you do report it. You say, and then he moved her to a nice camp of a prison and got her a puppy. How you feeling, America? He bought Ghislaine Maxwell a puppy. Fucking Ted, I love you. I love you, Ted. Lou, United States Representative. I know it's in California, right? It's got to be in California. California's 36th Congressional District. Where is that? Because I want to move there. I want this guy representing me. Who's that? LA? Sorry, I want to look this up. Very interested. San Bernardino. I don't know if I want to. Fontana. Rancho Cucamonga. Nope, nope. I'm not going north of Riverside. Ted, I love you, but no. But no. This is... Can somebody auto-tune Ted Lou?
How many perpetrators are you even?
The Dow right now is over 50 down. I don't know why you're laughing. That's what we should be talking about. The Dow right now. S&P at almost 7,000. The American people need to know this. Need to know how is the Dow.
Let me address the survivors because that's
How is the Dow?
The guy.
How many of them?
Oh, shit. Hold on. Who said you don't want to move to... Keith, you don't want to move to California. Gas is almost $6 and rent for a two-bedroom was $2,400. Guess what, Keith? That's most of America right now. I lived in California when gas was over $8 and I had a fucking truck. So, yeah, I get it. But here's the thing. I don't base my life on gas prices because fuck work. You know what I mean? I base my life on is healthcare affordable? Rent is a good one. And we can fight that. I'll come to California. We can fight it together. Okay? Not physically. Verbally. Because we're lovers, Keith. We have revolutionary optimism. As in, like, France, 1788. 1789 was when the Jacobin really got hectic with it. But in 88, there was a lot of organizing happening, you know? And that's my speed. And we got to fight back against this shit. Rancho Cucamonga is beautiful, but pretty red. Yeah, it's just north of San Bernardino, wherever his district is. And it looks like one of them gerrymandered things, you know. It looks like a weird shape, you know. Russian bot, it's so silly. Oh, hold on. Sardyon, again, the why didn't Biden release it? Me. I know, I love these people. They're like, but Biden. And it's like, okay, but now that they're released and Donald Trump's mentioned more than anyone in them, what do you have to say? And they're like, but Biden. You know, like their brain's broken. There's something mentally wrong with these people. First, the fight with Iran, though. No, we're not fighting Iran, okay? I'll show you what Iran so far away from. Hold on. By the way, here's the new flag I say we put on t-shirts. Okay? I meant to show you guys this. Sorry it's late. This is the new flag, okay? And notice there's no but Biden, though. Fucking morons. Sorry, something in my throat. Here's some street art. I believe this is in New York City. Beautiful street art. Participate, everybody. Felon 47 is the predator retrieve. But Biden syndrome, the Bidens, the BBS, they totally have BBS. The Biden. Wait, what the fuck was I gonna show you guys? Oh, now I forgot. You guys got me sidetracked. Oh, this. Somebody took the Home Alone screenshot and redacted it like the Epstein files. As bad as the internet could be, you know, at least it's still somewhat semi-aquatically free, you know? Oh, that's what Iran. Thank you. That's what I was going to show you. Look, I want to show you some street art from Iran before we go, you know, getting all Humpty Hump, do the dance. Oh, do me, baby. By the way, look at this. Japan gets fucking upside down suspension monorails, and we get shitty buses. God damn. And we get Elon Musk promising a hyperloop that never came to be. Here's Iran. Look at their street art. Look at that. Look at that street art. My God. I mean, if it's not accurate, I'm not judging the content of the art. I'm just saying this is pretty fucking accurate. I mean, I don't know how they made that, but this, my God. My God, that is interesting street art they have there, you know? So, you know. I take the Anthony Bourdain approach to the globe. If you don't know about Anthony Bourdain, he traveled everywhere and he just wanted to have a meal with people, something that they liked. And then he sat down with people and was like, call me crazy, but most people just want to have a hot meal and somewhere to fucking watch TV with their family or watch whatever their version of TV is. And I really subscribe to that because, you know, I think there's enough resources for a lot of the people in the world. And I would say 1% is hogging it. I'd say about 1% is hogging it, if you're catching my drift. By the way, unrelated, let me show you. I know you know of Clippy. I see some of the avatars of Clippy. This is Naughty. This is Naughty. I created him. He's for when you need help reading the Epstein files. That's what you see underneath him. This is Naughty. He's just a grammatical help. You know, he's like, oh, did the top law enforcement not read the law? Let me help you with that. You know, that's all it is. You know Clippy from the 90s. Bill Gates, who wanted to give his wife secret antibiotics because he got an STD from a Russian hooker. You know him. He invented Clippy. Well, I invented Naughty for when we're reading about Bill in the Epstein files. You know, just in case you need grammatical help or a definition, you know. Anyways, I still think this is great. No taxation without vile incarceration. Wait a minute. Smoking Blondie says, Simon, you're an idiot, and let me jump right on that train. Where's Simon? Did he get muted? Simon, you fucking idiot. See? My comrades get special treatment. And yes, they do, because any comrade of mine is fucking for the people. All power to the people. All power to the people. So Simon, stop being a fucking idiot, okay? God damn. I'm sorry about that, Smoking Blondie. If Orion was here, I know he would have had your back, so I had to step up. This is the homepage for the deranged and uninformed, says a guy who worships Jeffrey Epstein's best friend, okay? This is who you're protecting. You're the pedo protector. You're the Epstein Queen protector. Go on. Shoo. Shoo fly. Also, somebody the other day was talking about the voter ID thing, and I found this, which perfectly encapsulates it. Today in Target's parking lot. Guy, sign this petition for voter ID. Me. Do I have to show ID to sign? Guy, no. Me. So how do you know I'm a voter? Guy, we verify name, address, and signature via the voter registry. Me. You just explained why voter ID is not necessary. Again, they're not bringing their brightest, their best, okay? They're just not. They're just not, folks. And it's okay. They're stupid. They're stupid. Their parents hated them. Their dad never hugged them. Joe Rogan, Donald Trump. Sorry. We know Kid Rock's dad loved him. You seen the palatial estate Kid Rock grew up in? Yeah, look it up. What else? Oh, look at this Reuters article. Americans believe Epstein files show the powerful get a pass. And I would even say the MAGA class, the class of maggots, they cheer this shit on. They think they have that much money. They must be better than me. Give them a pass. That is what they believe. They won't tell you that, probably because they can't fucking verbalize it correctly. But that's what they say when they vote. That's what they say when they say, but Biden. The but Biden syndrome. But Biden. Just a quick dad joke for the elder millennials, because I know you're in here. You don't have to identify yourself again. But, you know, we're that age. That's scary. Whenever my kids go, but dad, I go, stop calling me a butt dad. And it's a bad joke, but it irritates them, so I'll continue doing it. I love my kids so much. Fucking amazing. Americans believe the wealthy and powerful people are rarely held accountable. A new poll show. This is what I mean. It's like, it's almost theater at this point. You know, like, who is this article for? I'm just showing it to you. I didn't need to read it. I just have lived in America long enough where I know there's a two-tier justice system. We're listening to it on display. Sardyon? And if you don't believe me, next time you get a speeding ticket or some kind of ticket where you have to go to court, just go in there and go, how fucking dare you, judge? The Dow right now is over 50 thou. I don't know why you're laughing. Try that in court. Try that under oath, okay? I want you to try that. You know that notorious fucking scene from My Cousin Vinny where he goes,
I don't know why you're laughing. That's what we should be talking about.
who said ritual time? Wayne? I fucking salute you. Holy shit. Do you realize 4chan had the underredacted list for about 2 weeks before it went down, right? Yeah, but listen, the real Shama Lama Lama Ding Dang, isn't 4chan kind of where like the feds fed the MAGAs to, birth this whole, I can't say that on YouTube, but birth this whole mess of a, cyborg, a hog snarf. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure that was a co-opted website that helped funnel these conspiracy theories until they got too real, and until then we had the evidence. So I'm sure they sat on it. I'm sure they had it. I'm sure it was, Cash App Patel's account. Fucking you knew because the avatar had one wonky eye, feeding these people good info, and they just sat on it, probably sat on it. Got to check if it's over first. Yeah, this is short yawn. Do not try that in court unless the Dow is over 50,000. You will go to prison. You will. You will not get off like Pam Bondi. You will go to prison. Oh, so that's what I was saying about this. I don't know who in America, like, let's just say this. If you're in America and you have to read an article like this to be like, I guess the powerful do get a pass, and most people do think like me. Like, maybe you're new here, maybe you were just born, and thank God this is coming out now so we can save you from being trafficked. But I don't know. Have you never experienced the court system? Have you never fucking had an encounter with a cop? It's unreal what a two-tiered system we have, and it's been like this for a long time. Just look at crack cocaine versus cocaine charges. Look at the 3 strikes rule. I mean, we could reference so many different things. But this is what I mean. It's like, guys, we need to get past this. This article should say, should Americans believe rich people should get a pass, Like, we need to change this whole narrative and be like, what will Americans do to make justice blind? Or, I don't know, I'm just spitballing. You could come up with them all on your own. But this is what I'm talking. Who the fuck just shit talked my... Listen, you don't shit talk my city. If it wasn't for Boston, and just so you know, Boston, there are some MAGAs here. I told you about the dude who had a Trump truck that would drive around on the cover of the truck or the fucking hood of the truck and said, "Take America back." And I would see him and go, "Take it back from who? Who are you taking America back from, you fucking moron? Do you think poor people are making the laws that fucking put them in jail for stealing bread? You think poor people, the working people, are making the laws where we're poisoning our own water, redlining fucking people, racial covenant deeds? Do you think we were making those laws? Or do you think the rich people were doing it? Do you think the people like Donald Trump, who's like, hey, let's fucking drill, baby, drill? Do you think that's poor people who are like, yeah, man, I need some more drilling in my life? Really? Take it back from who? The coastal Democrat elite, friends with the Clintons, Donald Trump? Pretty sure he's owned this fucking country, him and his hog snarfing kind, for a long time. And guess what? That MAGA in Massachusetts, I've seen his truck. He spray painted it black. Doesn't have a lick of Donald Trump on it anymore, and it wasn't even a fucking job at Mako. He spray painted it. He spray painted it. That's embarrassing. Because you're like, what is under that spray paint? Oh, if you know, you know. So don't get it fucking confused. There's a couple MAGAs still around. They're fucking idiots and despised in Massachusetts, but we voted almost uniformly blue because, we're not Epstein class protectors. And anybody that comes in here is like, oh, Boston. If you don't know our history, we chased the fucking British out of Boston. Because we said we're not going to bend the knee to a king and we're not going to respect the tyrant. We said no taxation without, what is it again? Some kind of incarceration. So I'm just tired of people pretending like, I'm real Boston. I have Bud Biden syndrome. you don't show your face in the streets, you ain't fucking tough, and you certainly ain't some kind of patriot talking about he's my king, you know? For being so fucking anti-LGBTQ community, you guys certainly love a good man king. You guys certainly love your kings. Oh shit. You know, the irony is there and it's just delicious. So sorry I had to stop too. When I was growing up, all political parties were crooked. Well, guess what, John? You still growing up. Because they're all fucking crooked. They're all doing theater. Some things don't change, John. Hey, John addressing John. I appreciate that. A couple of Johns. Just a couple of Johns. Hold on. Mr. Moon and Squirrel, too. In, damn it. No taxation for the owner of the plantation. I love how these people are like, I used to. There's no left wing in America, by the way. Just for the idiots who think liberals are fucking leftists. This is, I can't even address it. If you think a liberal who, if you scratch a fascist bleeds, these centrist liberals that just want to, you know, preserve the status quo are anything like us radical left wokeists, you know, this is our fucking flag right here, man. We want all of you incarcerated. The defenders of it too. We're having no mercy. As my friend Valenti Vod, not my friend, but you know, my digital king. MAGA, that should speak your language. Go watch Chris Valenti. As he once said, we're bringing woke Sharia, you know? And we're gonna let everybody be free to express who they are, marry who they want, fucking have freedom of expression. You can dissent against whoever the fuck you want, you know, like America was intended for. And trust me, the irony is not lost on me. At the time of writing, we are all endowed by the Creator. We are all endowed by the Creator with inalienable rights. They were writing it as they owned slaves, okay? So it is not lost on me. That part of me fucking irks with hatred for those men. Remember, my cousin, my blood cousin, is John Brown, helped spark the Civil War and rewrote the Constitution. So these motherfuckers, though, when they think a liberal, because his comment wasn't even that. He said, oh, then my brain matured. What, to alcohol fetal syndrome? Get the fuck out of here, your brain matured. So what, you could call Donald Trump your king? You know? Give me a break. I don't mean to address these people, but I'm just so, it's so flabbergasting when they start the statement so stupid and then they finish it topping off the stupid. It's like a cherry fucking sundae of stupidity. And they're like, I hate when these liberal leftists. I can tell you get your information from Joe Rogan or Fox News, or they're one and the same. But you should really look up. You have Google, you're on the internet. You should look what the fuck a leftist is. I could show you. I could kind of show you. This isn't even full leftism. You should just look up Marxism. We believe that the bourgeoisie owns everything. And by only means necessary, revolution, like you like to be proud of, is the way out of this for the proletariat. And I know those are big words. You're probably fucking stupid. Here's one of the flags we fly. Okay? Here's one of the flags us leftists fly. And liberals won't do that. They'll do the Nancy Pelosi dressed in the fucking Kunta Kinte thing and kneel on the ground, and they'll do the performance.
The Dow, right?
I'm sorry. They'll do the performative, the Dow right now. But there's no heart and soul to it. You know, there's no meaning behind it. It's all political theater for your entertainment too. They're not doing it for the leftists. Us leftists hate them. You know, we're like, fuck, man. Can't we just have, you know, a government formed by the people where, you know, the workers represent the workers, not these stock traders who, by the way, got a meme for that too. Got a meme for that one. Hold on, give me a second. You'll like this. All the people who think liberals are leftists, you're going to get a kick out of this. You're going to go, but she's on your team because you're a fucking moron. And there aren't teams. The only team there is the working class. That's the only team. It's a class war, not a culture war. And if you listen to people like Tim Pool, who pride themselves on this is the culture war. Elon Musk bought a website and Larry Ellison did, and that's the culture. That's not that's a class war, buddy. What you're saying is Rich people are buying all the algorithms to make sure that their narrative is what you see. That's a class war. It's not the working class. We didn't chip in and buy back Twitter and make it not a racist, twatsy waste space. Look at all these chodes and chuds. Tim Pool couldn't be more wrong about the culture war. Well, did you see his the other day? He was saying, "This is the culture war, guys. Elon Musk bought Twitter, and the Ellisons bought TikTok." And I was like, "You're literally defining a class war, a war of a elite class, buying all of the internet space to be able to feed the people who don't own the internet what their narrative is." And somehow the fucking chuds that watch him were like, yeah, that's the culture war. Two billionaires who definitely don't align in beliefs, even though they both are staunch Trump supporters, financiers of Trump. And at one point, I think they both served in his regime. Yeah, that's totally a culture war, because what are their different cultures? It's a fucking joke. Tim Pool should be fucking exiled. These politicians play us for fools. And they don't even like, commies suck. Hold on. You attracted to him? You attracted to me, commies suck? Listen, I'm flattered, and I thank you. I thank you. And here, we celebrate everyone's right to be free. Free to express themselves. Free to love who they want. So commies suck, if you got to come out of the closet, you do it. You go, girl. People don't say that enough. They used to say that in the 90s when I was growing up. You elder millennials know what I'm talking about.
As a kid on my seventh hour, the American people need to know this, need to know how is the down.
Let me address the survivors because that's
How is the down.
How many of Epstein's co-conspirators have you indicted?
Okay, that's enough. That's enough. I can't do it because it'll get stuck in my head. Then you guys will be complaining. I wanted to play this Cufboys video because they break down some of the gnarliest stuff, and they do it in a YouTube sensitive way. I'm a Gen Xer who had to live through the live Desert Storm. Oh my God, benchmark. I can't believe you brought up Desert Storm. So my friend's dad went and fought in Desert Storm. I mean, they, he went to Desert Storm, and I was his pen pal. I would write him letters. I don't think I still have them because I have nothing from my childhood. But that was another blatant fucking oil grab lie. God, when are we the people gonna just like be like, enough? Vietnam, Desert Storm, COINTELPRO, JFK, Martin Luther, like when are we going to be like, enough? The pedo thing is just fucking a line in the sand too far. Like MAGA, are you here? I'm trying to reach out to MAGA right now. I just think they're too dense in the pig shit. They're hog snarfing. Okay, this is really what I wanted to go over because this was the fun stuff. Now remember, I said a majority of Americans disapprove of Donald Trump. We already knew that. Half of them think Trump was involved in Epstein's alleged crimes, which they are right. If you're innocent and exonerated, as one maggot with BBS, but Biden syndrome, said earlier, he exonerated himself. Well, he just said he's exonerated, but I played the clip for you. Here it is. Now, before I play this clip of Donald Trump saying he's exonerated, I want you to remember this is the party of small government, don't trust the government, okay? This is the party of, tyranny and HIPAA violations. I shouldn't wear a mask unless I'm in ICE. I want you to remember that before I play this. The people who fully put their trust in one man alone and not the presidency. And I say that specifically because they don't trust the presidency. They only trust Donald Trump, who is a Nepo baby rich kid who stole his inheritance from his brother and sister or nephews and nieces, took over Fred Trump's real estate kingdom, pawned it off as his own, failed at every fucking thing, can't run a university or a charity in New York, bankrupted casinos, got caught for illegal loans because his dad was trying to pump money into the casino to not let him fail, named in the Epstein files ridiculous amounts, more than anybody else, more than Jesus in the Bible, more than Harry Potter in the Harry Potter books. What is that called? I don't know, Harry Potter? He's got to be called that. It's not called like Lord of the Potters, is it? I don't know. Anyways, all of this for a guy who they don't even trust the presidency. Because if this was but Biden, they'd be like, you can't exonerate yourself, says so the law. You know, but because it's this Democratic coastal elite from New York who tricked them into thinking he's going to drain the swamp. I'm a Florida man. I'm going to drain that swamp. And that he just pivoted and was like, hey, guys, I'm Republican now. And they were like, our Lord and Savior. They just take him at his word. And mind you, he's been wrong about so many fucking things. So many things. I have the audio clips. I don't want to play them because it's exhausting. But this is also why he called his base stupid. Stupid and weaklings.
Exonerated. I have nothing to hide. I've been exonerated. I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. They went in hoping that they'd find it and found just the opposite. I've been totally exonerated. In fact, Jeffrey Epstein was fighting.
Now, let me just say, I'm going to bring up the conspiracy theory, or hold on, let me put this up here. This released today from The Guardian is a human rights violation report by the UN. But I just want to try to tap into maggots, M-A-G-A-T-S, common sense here. If you've been totally exonerated and you have nothing to hide, why not release all the files? Why delete thousands, tens of thousands of files with your name that was trying to be redacted with our taxpayer money? Cash App Patel, leading the FBI to use our Cash App Patel money to redact your name. Why? If you have nothing to hide, listen, don't take my word for it. This is fucking Dumbo Queef the First saying nothing to hide. Maybe I got his name wrong.
To hide. I've been exonerated. I have nothing to hide. I've been exonerated.
Nothing to hide. Nothing to hide. Well, they haven't released all the files, and they deleted all the files with your name in it. That's just the definition of something to hide. I know, there's a lot of people in here like, dude, we get it. You're talking down to us. I'm not. I'm talking to MAGA. I'm talking to MAGA, because they're in the chat. We see them. We see them. Because someone said libertarian, I just have to point out that libertarians are the fucking dumbest part of the working class ever. All that is exploitative capitalists created this niche party, which is just hoisted by white supremacy, where they tried to sell you on deregulation. That's libertarians' whole thing. Free market. Go look at fucking how the Southern Cone endured to the free market with the 1970s. Pinochet and all the dictators that the CIA and Milton Friedman had to fucking coup the socialist governments to implement a free market. But libertarianism is just deregulation masked as some niche right-wing fucking thing where I can say, I've talked to a fucking like 18-year-old rich kid who was like, I'm a libertarian. And I was like, oh, so you want the water poisoned? You want no regulations on Tesla? Here, let me bring up, this should be the flag for libertarians, you fucking quats. Yes, I said quats, because, you know, I just got to come up with new words for you morons, throw you off the course a little. Here, I want to show you a photo of a Texas freshwater stream that Tesla dug their Tesla factory is like hundreds of yards away, and they dug a pipe through everybody else's property, and they're dumping black fucking lithium waste into fresh water in Texas. You know, Texas, known for their fucking water reserves. And Tesla's like, this is like Joe Rogan and Tesla's thing. You know, Joe Rogan and Elon Musk are like, we're going to Texas because no regulations, you libertards. This should be the flag for libertarianism, because that's all it is. If the working class tells you they're whatever, they're idiots. They're morons. The only people who actually are libertarians are the capitalist Epstein class, the people who own the factories that want to dump without government intervention into the water you have to shower in. Understood? Are we all clear on that? I know they probably have a fancy Wikipedia page, and the Koch brothers or whoever fucking probably have a whole beautiful website that will tell you how the free market is going to help you workers. You like egg, don't you? I heard you voted for egg. Well, we're working to make those eggs even more scarce. I mean, we're working to make those eggs look a little green. I mean, we're trying to help you afford the egg. You've been duped. And really, you should fucking understand what deregulation means. This is it, in one image. What do you think deregulation is? It means government can't tell corporations, not you, okay? I need to speak to the workers. Workers, you like regulations. OSHA, safe work, work hours, pay, those are all regulations. Because if there was no regulation, instead of the minimum wage being $7.25, corporations would just call you indentured servants, and they wouldn't pay you. Or like the news story that I was talking about, these people paying corporations just to get noticed in the hiring process. Yeah, it's a sick world we're living in. But this is kind of the causes of it. And I need you to understand the causes. When people march around like, hey, I'm a libertarian, I believe in no regulation. It's like, oh, what major corporation do you own, you fucking dingbat? What lake are you trying to pollute? Huh? What kind of smog are you letting off into the air? Oh, you work for the place that wants to poison where you live? Oh, that doesn't sound that brilliant. So I'm glad you brought up libertarians. I would vote for Humpty Dumpty. What's up, Nurse Rod? Good to see you. Good to see you coming in. Well, at least conservative ideologies are always self-defeating. Yep. I wouldn't be 1,000 miles away from home if it wasn't for you bootlickers. Listen, I get it. I love this. Dylan. Oh, Dylan is very uneducated. Please give him a round. Are you a commie? Because the amount of times you say worker is very suspect. Dylan, are you a worker? Because if you think it's suspect to talk about the working class and their rights, and you're not one, then I would say you're a psyop or a fed in the chat. But yeah, what is communism, folks? Do you know? A classless, stateless, moneyless society? Who described something like that? Oh, it was Jesus. It was Jesus who said, heaven, you don't have money and there's no class or state. But Dylan, I'm glad you could learn something today. Take that and go look in Google. No, Dylan, I'm gonna make you use your brain and do some critical thinking. I want you to put all the pieces together I gave you. Okay, buddy? Okay, little buddy? I think you can figure it out on your own. I know you're over there with your crayons. You're like, holy shit, what is going on? Yeah, I know you feel like the fucking Will in Good Will Hunting, where you're like, I'm gonna solve this fucking MIT equation. And we're cheering for you, big guy. We're cheering for you. Get those crayons out. You can figure this out. Don't worry, no time limit. No time limit, Dylan. It's gonna take you a while, but... Oh, Sir John, they came for the communists first, but I wasn't a communist. Excellent poem. Dylan, can you... Oh, Manny's here. What's up, Manny? What's up, Manny? Manny, don't do it. Manny? Manny? Just seeing Manny has triggered me. Oh my God. Manny, you just triggered me. I can't believe it.
Now, right now, it's over 50 down. I don't know why you're laughing. That's what we should be talking about. The Dow, right now. As a kid on my 7th down. The American people need to know this. Need to know how is the Dow.
Let me address the survivors, because that's
How is the Dow.
How many of Epstein's co-conspirators have you indicted? How many perpetrators are you even?
The Dow, right now. It's over 50 down. I don't know why you're laughing. That's what we should be talking about. The Dow, right now. As a kid on my 7th down. The American people need to know this. Need to know how is the Dow.
let me address
Jasmine.
the survivors, because that's
How is the Dow.
Manny, I know you didn't say anything. I know. I know. This ain't the dude from Survivor. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you use your eyes to figure that out? the down. I'm sorry, Manny. I did not mean to blame you for that. It's just you triggered me. Just got the damn song out of my head. You're telling me. We're all gonna have to endure. But it's good, because, if we're singing How is the Dow, we're not thinking about the Epstein files and how nobody's been prosecuted. Besides, Jeff, who clearly trafficked to himself. Is that how trafficking works? I don't think that's even how it works. I'm not going to look up the definition, because I'm not a fucking moron, but yeah. There's just a dude on Survivor. Yeah, no, I know. Because I got my name from doing radio, and people on radio couldn't see me, so they would think I was him. And I didn't watch Survivor, and I'd be like, who? And this was like happening at the same time, so it was very frustrating, probably for him. Reminder, could be the new motto going forward. I don't know how you guys feel on that. I know there's some people in the comments that are like, no way, man. I like the don't tread on me snake, and the don't tread on me is literally just me. See, that's where MAGA tricked us. This is the one way MAGA tricked us. They had the don't tread on me snake, and we didn't understand. That's a very American motto and emblem, the don't tread on me. And MAGA took it as personal. Like, it wasn't like, oh, don't tread on America. This is the rugged individualism that they've been propagandized to believe, that you just pull yourself up from your bootstraps. Listen to Martin Luther King Jr.'s comments on that. So they just believe everyone's just going to tough it out. It's the Ben Shapiro thought process of fucking morons, Like, if you just do the right thing, good things will happen to you. Oh, yeah? Tell all the people that were redlined into certain fucking geographical zones where now they're poisoned and there's cancer alleys. You know what I mean? Like, tell those people. Or we can even go simply. Why the fuck do people live in Tornado Alley? I've had this problem for decades. Like, you live in a place called Tornado Alley and you're not building underground? And we're supposed to feel bad every year? You have a tornado in Tornado? Anyways, I digress. But these MAGAs, they tricked us. When they put on that don't tread on me shirt, it literally means as long as they are not being tread on, they're fucking fine. First Amendment, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, they don't give a shit. As long as it's personally not happening to them. As long as that amendment violation, the violation of the Constitution, isn't literally happening to them. They're cool, man. They're cool. Because it says don't tread on me. It doesn't say don't tread on America. This is don't tread on me. And they're spineless pieces of shit for that. Fuck ICE, by the way. They're eating the pets. Say no more. Tornado Alley goes right through the Bible Belt. Oh, well, if we took Ben Shapiro's thought process, if you've not heard Ben Shapiro say this, he says, I'm a very simple man, and I would call him a simpleton. He says, God says if you do bad things happen. And if you do good things happen. And apparently, and he references Deuteronomy. And I'm like, this dumb shit didn't even fucking read the book of Job? Like, Ben, your whole fucking premise on God is defeated in the fucking book you're referencing. Like, Job was a man known for God. And horrible shit. Anyways, I can't digress on how stupid Ben Shapiro is. But that, simpleton logic, which a lot of MAGA subscribes to, it's not only moronic and unnuanced, but it's disproven. But it's very par for the course. It's very don't tread on literally me, These fucking there's a bunch of charlatans fucking running the country and, PDF files. We got to do something about it, man. We got to fucking do something about this. The measle belt. Oh, yeah. So that's what we were talking about. So if the Bible Belt is in Tornado Alley, then technically, Ben, doesn't God hate them? Like at that point, Ben, if God keeps sending tornadoes and none of them are getting the hint, like just build your malls underground. Live like the gophers, you know, or a meerkat or whatever underground hog you want to live like. Like just by Ben Shapiro's simple analogy of like, if you do good things will happen. Ben, every year through Tornado Alley, which is also the Bible Belt, God sends a hurricane then. This is not my belief. This is Ben Shapiro's supreme fucking belief of, I don't know, stupidity? I don't know what kind of philosophy this is. It's going to be the polio belt. Someone said the measles belt, nurse rod. Well, the measles belt is starting. If you know anything about South Carolina and Texas, they're going to converge. Good point. Quick, Nikki, I don't know. Wait, did Epstein really do anything we wouldn't have done ourselves? I'm just gonna fucking time you the fuck out. Thank you, Smoking Blondie, for pointing that out for me. I love my fucking comrades. See, and this is what I mean, like, these people really shouldn't be breathing our air, you know? I used to say they were taking up our oxygen when I was younger, and I thought that was cruel. And then I read the Epstein files and said, oh no, these motherfuckers are taking up good people's oxygen. Snake from Escape from New York. Oh my God, you're my age. Oh my God. That's fun. I love how many elder millennials, and I know we're called Zennials, but I also like the respected title of elder millennial. I feel like we should have some kind of robes and wizard hats or something. Little D, ew, yeah. Some people, man. But again, this is why I think MAGA can fully, wholehearted, chest out, chin up support this shit still. Because they're electing people that they think represent them, if you get what I mean. They saw themselves in Donald Trump. When Donald Trump, not the Dow, when he said, you know, my daughter, I'd be dating her, they saw themselves in him. They were like, yeah, man, I get it. Why do you think I have a stepdaughter? You know, whatever those freaks were thinking. They also, when Donald Trump grabbed him by the, you know, they thought that was machismo. They thought that was alpha male stuff. They didn't realize that that's criminal activity. So they really, you know, saw themselves, and that's why they won't abandon him. Because whatever perverted thing he does when he's like, I was exonerated, you know, I have nothing to hide. And we're like, you haven't released all the files. That's the definition of hiding something. And these people are like, he's a smart man. I really admire his brazen stupidity. You know, that's what I'm getting at. They're fucking morons. They think dirty and not in a good way. It's worse than dirty. You know what I mean? Like, the way they think gives dirty, it doesn't even do dirty justice. It gives dirty a bad rap. That's what it does. I love the people who are like, yes, Kamala would have been better, 100%. 100%. You know, the lady who was the top cop, which I don't like, but she was at least talking about stopping price gouging by corporations. Just that alone, I'm like, she's lied to me for decades about, oh, I'm going to legalize cannabis. Fucking yeah, right. So I don't like the Democratic Party, and I think we don't get universal health care through them. But anything's better than, you know, this guy. Anything. And that's really, Chris, it says so much about you. I think you should put your face on your avatar so we can see who the fuck you are in case you're in our communities, because that's concerning. That you're like, I'll take this person over a black woman. That's scary. I'm very scared of that. That's what you're saying. You'll go with the fucking Dow right now is at 50 thou while they're talking about the Epstein files over a black lady. Tell me you're a fucking cuck beta bitch. You know what I mean? Like, that's what scares you? What kind of fucking backwoods cousin place are you from where that scares you? And this doesn't. You know what I mean? Like, I want you to understand, Chris, you should put your face on your avatar so we can see what the fuck you look like in case any of us live by you, because it's concerning that you're like, this is better. This is better than anything else. because I would say anything else is better than being run by this. You know, common sense. It's what people with, what do we call it? Character, morality, decency have. You know, we have a line where we go, no, 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 no. I don't give a, I'll take anything. You know, and I'm not a Democrat, never been a Democrat, but I'm like, I'll take the Democrats over fucking King fucking EF. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Chris? You know, no, you don't. No, you don't. Because you probably have those charges. Anyways, that's the other thing. You can't fucking, I should set up one of them Steven Crowder tables and see, change my mind. All these MAGAs are just praying that Donald Trump can get convicted and then can, you know, exonerate himself from these charges. So they all think they're all like Jan Sixers. You know, the Jan Sixers wanted to have a president who would just excuse their crimes. And all these fucking pervs in the wings are just waiting to see how the Epstein files play out in hopes that like their rap sheet can disappear, or maybe that they could get their charges alleviated. Change my fucking mind. I should set up a table and do that. Because at this point, I'm not convinced that that's not what this is. You know, that you freaks fucking see your King PDF as like somebody who's testing the system in a way you never could. You didn't have the money or the wealth or the status. You weren't a coastal elite from New York. And you're just waiting to see how this all plays out, you know? That's why you don't have an avatar in your bio, Chris. Yeah, and this is what I mean, Chris. You're so fucking thick-headed, you don't understand that when you say she supports the system you hate, I said, yes. I'm not a Democrat. I don't like her. But I'm not fragile like you. It's not because she's a black woman. I think there are many black women that should be empowered. That fucking rightfully, if you've ever been raised by a black woman, you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, that's not what I'm scared of. I'm scared that she was the top cop putting more minorities away for cannabis crimes than fucking anybody else in California. That she's lied about it. That she's a stagmate of the system. But, Chris, what you seem to have missed is anything's better than, oh shit, Chris can't read. That's his PDF file. Anything's better than having Chief Queef in the White House pooping his pants as a PDF file. You know what I mean, Chris? Do you get it? Do you get it now? Are you with me, buddy? That I'll take anything, even a Democrat, over, I know you can't read. This says Chomo. Okay? Okay, Chris, I know you can't read, little buddy. You should work on those words. Sound them out. We need you. We need you to be able to read because the whole world opens up. I suggest starting with Reading Rainbow. It's in a book. Take a look. It's Reading Rainbow. Sorry to everybody else. Sorry to everybody. I'm sorry. If I could take a moment to educate a fucking moron, I'll do it. I'm a leftist. I love people. I'm a humanist. I'm sorry. I shouldn't use that much of my time, but I really wanted to, you know, break through to his stupid Russian bot account. Jesus. Both parties are not the same. Thorne, thank you. And this is, no worries, Teach. I appreciate you acknowledging. I just feel bad because I'm like, you know what? I lose a lot of people when I'm addressing one person, but I feel like the message stays the same for all those lemmings that are just waiting in the wings to say the same stupid shit. Chris, I'm asking honest questions. I don't feel like I'm getting. Chris, it's because your fucking intellect is subpar. I'm giving you an honest answer. Anyone besides Donald Trump, I would take a fucking rock that you found in the street in Russia where you're at. Again, because you're a fake fucking psyop. That's why you're dragging this out and pretending to, you know, I don't even think it's pretending. I wish anybody speak Russian? Maybe they could explain it to him. Oh, Tim Waltz is amazing. I like Tim Waltz. He gave kids free food to eat at school in Minnesota. And that's fucking awesome. Kids should always be able to eat, especially in the richest country in the world. You know, but you don't support kids eating, you support them being trafficked. So, you know, you and I are not the same. Let's just keep it at that. We'll keep it simple. Little Hebrew, Latin, Greek. Are we talking biblical? Chris, that's what every Russian bot says. Wait, Thorn, I gotta mod you, Thorn. And can I mod Smoking Blondie? Hold on. Oh, hold on. Oh, I can. Here we go. We're gonna give Smoking Blondie a mod too. Now, okay, you guys should be modded up. Cause listen, you guys are doing the Lord's work in the live stream comments. Oh my God, Chris, this is gonna be the last time I address you. Kamala didn't support a trafficker. Okay, she's not in the files, and she ran against Trump. That is the opposite of supporting. This is what I mean. It's like, it's so stupid on his face. I can't do this. You know, go ask your big brother, Vladimir Putin, to not poison you with dart frog poison and to draw it out with crayons. You're wasting my time. And if you keep fucking, you know, being this dumb, we're just gonna mute you. Andrew, just put your face on your thing. Listen, buddy. Hey, Andrew, I want to address the maggots again. Guys, I know you're very proud of your Madam President, but here's the thing. You're on YouTube. Go make videos about it. Go do a short and you can just repeat Trump, Trump, Trump like you did in my comments. Just make a video with your face. Show your face, because you guys aren't little bitches, right? You're very tough alpha boys, right? You guys are the proudest boys. So just make a video, show your face like I do. You know, if you got nothing to be scared of, you love to fucking chirp about it. You won't. You're chicken shit. You're cowards. You're bitch boys. You're bitch made. Thin-skinned, ego monsters that just thrive off other people's oppression. So I know you won't make a video because I've been doing this for 2 years and none of you have yet. Tag me in it. I don't give a fuck. Presidential poopy pants. Thank you, virtual reality. And listen, division is good when you're drawing the correct lines. We want to unite and have the working class become conscious of, you know, when they say take America back, they need to understand rich people have owned America for a long time, since its inception. So you're not taking it back from poor people who are just trying to survive. No, you sound stupid. And you're not taking it back electing a rich failed CEO who got all his money from his dad. You sound stupid. But when we talk about division, there is a very important thing. We don't want these people in our ranks. Judge me by my enemies. I'm fine with that. I'm content with that. But I don't want to side with these motherfuckers. You know what I mean? That will bootlick for this class of people, the Epstein class. So, proud father of a public high school teacher in a special needs district. That's amazing. Well, that's the other thing I'll fight for all the time, man. You know, when I hear these people say, not my tax dollars, able-bodied people. There's old folks, kids, disabled people. You know, there's a lot of people that we can care for and we have the money. Just look at Elon Musk. He has too much of it. And he's always desperate to fucking get your attention and trick you into believing something while poisoning your water. He's not a good dude, and these people have all the money. They're hoarding it. If you're worried about, you know, your neighbor getting your part of the pie, I hate to break it to you, they're not the ones hoarding it. Again, this is just common sense. I'm just trying to speak to the fucking, you know, the Neanderthal in you. Like the fucking common sense. Ooh, circle goes forward. You know, like the fucking, ooh, fire hot. Like the people hoarding the money aren't the ones with none of it, you fucking dolt. Anyways. I agree with helping people. Well, then you're a socialist. Then you're a leftist, because that's what we believe in. Healthcare for all, housing for all, food for all, UBI, 3-day work week, 5 hours a day, get to create art, not AI do it. Basic shit, you know? Take an ambulance instead of an Uber, not have to go to crowdfund to fund your medical fucking needs. You know, basic shit that the rest of the country or the rest of the world is kind of agreed upon somewhat in first world countries. But America is like, no, just work harder. Oh, got cancer, just work harder. Get out of here. You know, and that's the fucking real irritant that these faux Christians, these fake fucking Joel Osteen motherfuckers do that I can't tolerate. You know, and Jesus don't tolerate either. He speaks through me. I'm just a vessel for him. That's it. I'm ordained by God. I'm on a mission from God, bitches. You don't think so? Why? Because I cuss a little? You should hear how these Epstein people talk behind closed doors. You could read their emails. They talk much worse. And I'm talking at them specifically. Go read Woe to the Hypocrites. Go read about Jesus flipping the tables for the money changers. You can read it all. It's there for yourself. It's everybody can get a Bible. You go to any Hyatt Hotel or Hilton Hotel or fucking Days Inn or Ramada Inn, and in the top drawer, you open it, there's a Bible right there. You're welcome. The peasant mentality of the right bewilders me. Ooh, other Theron. Oh, sorry, Theron. I thought you were Thorn. It is. And that's a great Hassan word. I don't know if you watch Hassan. Everybody should watch Hassan. I love Hassan. Fucking dude is on fire. And I hate seeing people give him a hard time, man. Hassan is fucking doing more for these peasant mentality folks than they'll ever realize. And that's really the shame in it, you know? I don't know why these alpha boys are so scared of everything. That was another study that we can go over tomorrow, but Rhino, I hate to break it to you, we're all the peasants. I know you think it's a team sport thing, and this is why we're trying to educate and wake you up. Because you're like, no, you're the peasant, which is very fucking elementary. You know, that's a good comeback to peasant brain fucking mentality is rooting and rotting your fucking identity politics. But here's the thing, buddy, we all are. They've just played you into believing like you're part of their team, which they would traffic you in a heartbeat, son. How many billionaires are in Dump's cabinet? Like 17? No administration has 16 tones. What's up? Good to see you. Yeah. Well, the other funny thing is, remember when he went on that, him and Hegseth are on this like rampage against woke colleges? Go look up at how many people work for Trump that graduated from Harvard. Isn't it just amazing, the irony? I know maggots don't know this, but a lot of the people that work for Donald Trump graduated from Harvard. They're playing you. They're playing you, idiots. They're like, hey, don't be woke. Don't go to a very smart school where all the people who work for me and are fucking morons graduated from, probably because their parents paid for a wing or sent money to the endowment. People who argue about politics sound the same as those who argue about the WWE storyline. Keep your head in the sand, Holy Snoopy. I'll pray for you, because the thing is that's the mentality they want you to take. They want you to sit this one out while these people run everything. They want you to say, yeah, man, don't argue about politics. You know, the thing that makes you work a certain amount of hours a week, makes you drive a certain speed, makes you pay certain taxes while the rich don't, or get a yacht write-off. Yeah, Snoopy, you stay the fuck out of it. You know, it's like WWE. It's all for show. They don't want you to wake up, align with like-minded people and say, wait a minute, there's way more of us than there are of them. I wonder if we have any power in that. Yeah, don't consider any of that. It's a good thought process. Just hope that the pedophiles don't make it legal to fucking traffic you at some point. You know, because that's what's coming down the road, folks. You think Palantir's fucking doing this for fun? Give me a break. Being woke is just being nice to others. Well, historically, being woke is hilariously what the right claimed to be. Understanding that the system is built to oppress you and is against you. That's all woke is. Woke is understanding that the powers that be have the money and power to rig it in their favor. That's it. So it's so funny when these right-wing cucktards, these chuds, bunch of hogfish, are like, man, the system's against us. That's why I want small government. Oh, so you're woke? God damn it, no! That's Sesame Street. Fucking idiots. Fucking idiots. It makes me think their fucking parents were siblings. You know? They got an uncle grandpa somewhere in the family tree. Thank you for the correct definition. You know it. Listen, I don't take being related, blood relative to John Brown lightly, okay? I'm on a mission from God to vanquish these heathens. My neighbor isn't the enemy because I don't live in a billionaire part of town. You don't take God's name in vain. Anytime you use God to defend Trump, you're taking his name in vain. And he's going to say, I don't fucking know you. So get the fuck out of here. I'm ordained by God. Why do you think I'm here, bitches? I'm on a mission to fucking weed you racists out. You got to be asleep to believe in the American dream. George Carlin. Amen, Theron. Holy Snoopy, if you aren't upset, you're doing it wrong at the moment. I would say that too. If you're not paying attention, you know, or maybe you are paying attention to all the wrong things. Manny, ready?
It's closer to 50 down. I don't know why you're laughing. That's what we should be talking about. The Dow right now. S&P on my 7th.
Is this her poster to go on tour?
Need to know this. Need to know how is the Dow.
Let me address the survivors because that's
How is the Dow?
If you if you get a, if you get a chance to watch the video, it's on YouTube. Just look up Auto-Tune Pam Bondi. The guy at the very end of the song always I can't even look at him. He always makes me laugh. Just do yourself a favor. I don't know. If you're not pissed, you're not paying attention. 100%. I won't stop, Manny. As soon as I saw you in the chat, game over. Game over. I don't know if this is for her new tour. Is this like the Eras tour? Is this the Era tour? I hope she goes. Listen, before she goes to prison, can she please do this live for us? Can she please do that song live? Please, just once. I need it in its entirety. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, hold on. Look at this. This is from the Wall Street Journal. If you don't know the Wall Street Journal, I won't read that shit. Plus, they charge you. And if you know who owns the Wall Street Journal, it's Rupert Murdoch, who's a billionaire from Australia. He owns Fox News. He's a bullshit artist. He's the one that Trump was like, I'm suing you for $10 kajillion for releasing that birthday card about me that turned out to be true. I wonder what happened to that fucking lawsuit. Oh, it's coming with those tariff dividends, the rebate checks, and the Doge dividends. It's coming with that. Just hold your hats, MAGA, or maybe hold your breath. It might be better for the country. But this is the Wall Street Journal. See the date? Wall Street Journal is now even saying, holy shit, guys, we're kind of feeding revolution right now. We're putting oxygen on the fire. Maybe billionaires' low taxes are becoming a problem for the economy. And I'm not kidding. This is fucking real. This is real. Look, this is fucking real. Did I pull it up over here? Please tell me I did. Because they gatekeep you and they won't let you read the whole thing. And I refuse to give a billionaire my fucking money to read an article. Go suck it. But this says, it talks about the wealth tax that Gavin Newsom is fighting. But then, where was it? It said, look, the U.S. economy becomes increasingly dependent on a narrow group of very rich households whose spending isn't tied to the performance, or whose spending is tied to the performance of the stock market. MAGA. I know this is the Wall Street Journal, and, it's a highfalutin Rupert Murdoch right-wing propaganda piece, for stock traders. But let me break down what that means. The economy in America has traditionally been 70% consumer purchasing power. That 70% was typically working class people. We would earn some money, we had some left over, we would go on vacations, we would buy stuff, we would go get pizza, whatever. And now, what even the Wall Street Journal, owned by billionaire Rupert Murdoch, who is not your friend, and usually uses this to propagandize people who own a stock, like fucking more. The Wall Street bettors who are like, I got 100 of the stock. It's like, great, BlackRock owns 90% of it. What the fuck are you gonna do? Move the market? Give me a break. Robinhood shut down the app once they realized little stockholders were trying to move the market. Like, the game is rigged. You are woke. And even Rupert Murdoch is like, The US economy is becoming increasingly dependent on a narrow group of very rich households. Just so you know, that's bad. Because as Smoking Blondie said, they don't live in your neighborhood. You don't live next to the very rich households. They're not going to help your town when Donald Trump shuts those sweatshops down and moves them to China, like we talked about yesterday. Okay? The jobs aren't coming. Hold your breath, MAGA, please. Hold your fucking breath for it. Because they're not coming. And this is, I couldn't believe, that's why I took a picture of it. I couldn't believe, I said the Wall Street Journal's even admitting it. They're going, shit's about to collapse. If common people who populate, let's just throw out a number, 99% of America can't afford shit, you don't have an economy. I don't know. I'm not a fucking soothsayer, but I couldn't believe I read this. Hold on. Now Snoopy's saying, it sucks, I treat everyone equal, but they don't. I hope that's referencing to the Epstein class. You're right. They don't treat you equal. They don't want you to have health care. They don't want you to retire. They don't want poor people or old people to have any kind of health care. They want to make sure you don't have SNAP, even though if you work at Amazon or fucking Walmart, you probably depend on that for food. They don't treat you equally. You're woke. You're woke. You're seeing the system is not fucking structured for you to even get by. There's no meritocracy. There's no work harder. There's no bullshit. The fucking homeowner, first time homeowner age is 50 years old. They're doing 100-year mortgage or some bullshit. It is fucking crumbling. Indeed, if you're a black man in America, they treat you like shit. Yup. Just ask any marginalized group. Any group that has had to fight for their rights in a country with a Declaration of Independence that says we are all endowed by the Creator with inalienable rights. I will never fucking not hate the hypocrisy of that statement, but also see the beauty in it. I know, it's a double-edged blade that I wield so recklessly. Rich people are greedy, endlessly all-consuming. Well, and that's what I mean. Greed is the poison. It's not money. Even Jesus said, you know, it's not the money, it's the love of it. It's the greed part of it. Because look at Elon Musk has 14 kids, hangs out with none of them, emails Epstein on Christmas morning, has $1 trillion, and still I don't see him on a jet ski having fun. You know, he's constantly complaining about the white race, you know, like what a bitch. Dude, you have so much money. Go fucking play Fortnite. You know, do something. God. Snoopy is old as hell. He can never change his ways. Well, and that's, you know, the boomers. You guys fucked us. You guys thought you could have one job at the post office, buy a house, marry fucking someone, have kids, retire, own a car, have an education. And you were like, I don't get what's wrong. You kids aren't working hard enough. And it's like, okay. Shut up and die. Sorry. This is all joking. We're just having fun, folks. That's it. This is Bunkbed Coffin, a song appropriately titled Diet Sprite. And you can find Bunkbed Coffin in the description below. Go support him before AI takes over, because Joe Rogan's pushing for it. He wants an AI Jesus. We're all fucked. We're all fucked. Don't worship this guy. All you have to do is restart the page, minimize it, screenshot. Thank you, Tia. I usually go to Yahoo. They pirate all these articles. It's hilarious. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Anybody try to pursue happiness while you're sick and in debt? It should just be, you get to have life, no liberty, and pursuit of debt. I might worship AI Buddha. AI Pam Bondi has got to hit up this summer. Zen Ali, good to see you. Weeping Angel, what's up? Good to see you, Weeping. And I love you guys. Love this community. If you haven't joined, I'm Rob. I'm here every single weekday, sometimes on the weekends. I play music. We try to speak common sense to the folk. Wake them up. Wake them up. You know? We're here to wake them up. We don't bend the knee to fucking kings, and we certainly don't respect tyrants here in America. And if you do respect the tyrant, just know you're anti-American. The whole basis of this country was no tyranny. No tyranny. You always have some rotting apples, but most people don't want to be dependent. Listen. Again, I know this is why they call me radical. Because I don't give a fuck. It's not greed if you're poor and you just want something else. Greed is having all of your needs met, $1 trillion fucking dollars, and just wanting to oppress people, wanting to trick people, propagandize people. Greed is having 14 fucking children and saying, not enough. Epstein, what are you doing? I know it's Christmas morning. That's greed. Greed is an insatiable hole in your fucking heart because your dad had an emerald mine and fucking hated you and then married your stepsister. Yes, I'm talking about Elon, and that's a true story. That's what greed is. And we have enough resources, money, food, shelter, everything in America. Just go look up stats. I'm exhausted doing this. 25 empty homes for every house. 1 in 5 fucking kids go food insecure. While Walmart, Amazon, all this, they throw shit away. Hot fashion, fast fashion, they throw clothes away while people are freezing in the winters. We have enough to provide. And until people start fucking understanding that, until people start being like, it's not about me. If you're about to say in the chat, well, I'm okay, well, I'm doing fine, I go on vacation, there are hungry fucking kids in your neighborhood that you don't know about because you got a shitty attitude and no one wants to share it with you. You understand me? That's just the truth of America. There are people suffering going to GoFundMe in prayers they can afford their medication or their fucking payment so they don't lose their house. And that's just America. And if you don't fucking believe me, here's a goddamn headline because you'll probably gobble this fucking mainstream media bullshit up. But they do report on it once in a while. And it's fucking disgusting. And if you don't believe me, what I do is when I go out, I talk to people. Talk to the people bagging. Like the guy who was almost 100 today, bagging groceries for me. And I was like, why? Why is this? He should be, if he has grandkids, he should be fucking hanging out with them, or he should be traveling the fucking country to see the Grand Canyon before he dies. We used to have a movie called Bucket List, where Morgan Freeman and Jack Nicholson did a bucket list before they died. In America, now it would be called fucking Zero Retirement. Just have fun at work. It's a fucking joke. And some of you are allowing it. You're complicit in this bullshit. I'm 76. I drive for Uber after losing my savings to my wife's cancer bills, and I'm not sure how long I could keep driving. This is not the fucking American dream. And for anybody who has some selfish take, well, I did the right things. You live in a fucking country. You cannot say I'm proud to be in America. You cannot say land of the free, best country in the world when this is happening fucking in your neighborhoods. And yes, America is your neighborhood. Fucking get with what I'm talking about. Get with the metaphors, man. I know I'm speaking just a touch above your fucking pay grade, but I really need you to pay attention because this is vital to the success of that country you so claim to fucking love. Do you understand? Okay. Michael, seriously? He married his stepsister? Oh, man. You need to hit subscribe. They had a whole fucking family tree lineage. They showed Elon Musk, his brothers, his stepsisters, and then they even did a fucking half circle where they were like, Errol, his dad's name is Errol. You know what? Google this. Google Errol Musk marries Elon's stepsister. And now you'll understand why the richest man in the world will never be satisfied because his dad didn't love him enough and he loved his stepsister a little too much. And then if you're really crazy and want to go down the rabbit hole, just look up allegations against Errol Musk and you'll see that he might as well be in the Epstein files. And now it makes sense why Elon was begging to go there. It probably reminded him of daddy. This is not me making it up. These are all things you can find out for yourself. I'm just the one who brings this information to you and then I let you go down the rabbit hole. You're welcome. Who's this Mamdani? Thank you. Mamdani is doing free healthcare, free childcare for New Yorkers. He's putting more bathrooms in New York. He is for the people, so thank you. I'll always be for the people. Apparently you're not, so fuck you. You have sick days in America? Here, it's you're sick, you stay home. No. Sorry, Young. In America, you have to earn your sick time. There will be contracted workers that say, no, I got to cut. No, there is no standard. There's no government protected sick time. There's no government protected parental leave. There's no government protected vacation time. There is none of that. In fact, when you start a job, if you get sick, you're fucked because you have to spend, I think it's 30 hours a week. For every 30 hours in America that you work, you get 1 hour of sick time. Basic shit. Basic shit. That's shit we need to fix. And that's the shit I stand against. That's why I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm someone who says we need people representing us that know this stuff. Not these highfalutin fucking traders and insider fucking traders or whatever the fuck they are. I don't know. They're not politicians. They're not. They're theater kids, you know? They're just out there to play the fucking role of politician while they make billions on the back end. Oh, Michael, I hate hearing this, but this is all too American. A good friend, he was 76 years old. He worked in the lumber mill with me just so he could have insurance for his sick wife. That's the only reason he worked, just so he could take care of his wife. And this is, so here's why I'm a socialist. Here's why I'm a leftist, because that story is unacceptable to me in America, and it's often way too common. But more importantly, I just want you to imagine the person you love the most, right? 76, still married. I just want you to imagine, Michael doesn't have to, having the love of your life be sick, and you can't take care of her. You have to get up every day, leave that person, and go, I have to work. I know you're sick. I know you want me here, and I know we're very elderly. I have to leave you to ensure that we have insurance. That is the most fucked thing. So when Elon Musk, Donald Trump, Stephen Miller, Steve Bannon, any of these white supremacists, chodes and chuds and hagfish and hog snarfers tell you that they care about family values, I want you to think of Michael's story of his 76-year-old friend who had to leave his sick wife to go to work to ensure that they had health care. That is fucked. That is fucked. America is a failed fucking nation on that alone. On that alone. You don't need to convince me of anything else besides shit like that. Because if you cared about families, you'd go, of course, no, we should guarantee healthcare as a human right. You should be at home taking care of your loved ones if they're sick. You shouldn't have to go to work and leave them so you can come back and hope that they're still there and hope that the co-payments and the fucking deductibles aren't too much and you can afford it all. This is one life, one shot. And if you're not speaking up and if you're not fucking enraged by this, you are fucking complicit. Okay? Oh, sorry, I missed the super chat. Tay Fats. Our system is so backwards, it's disgusting. Very disgusting. Thank you, Tay Fats. I love that name. I'm sorry I do it like that. I'm sorry. But when I see names, sometimes I say them funny. Oh, and some people are not going to... Here's the thing. We're not going to listen to you. I was completely qualified for unemployment. Had an issue with them ever paying me. They got to like 150K and then said, sorry, I'm suing unemployment now. And this is the other reason, Michael, while I am all for the CFPB, the Department of Labor, all these things, the NLRB, which Donald Trump has not only gutted all these things, but he's put his lackeys and union busters in these positions, because this is how government is supposed to work for you. When you have the right people in there who understand the plight of the working class, their consciousness of the working class, they understand that the government is supposed to protect you from corporations not having to play by any laws, not having to play by any rules, not being able to do whatever. When you get the correct people in government that aren't going to fight you tooth and nail, where they're not shitstones. The government is, again, remember this, folks, this one's important. It's made up of our money. So when we need it, it should be there for us, not Israel. Awesome. Everybody good on that? Okay. Even men get some days off when kids are born now. That's amazing. Yeah, we should listen. If America is going to say they believe in the family values bullshit that they're spewing, which is bullshit, it's complete fabrication and lie. None of them believe in it. Just read the Epstein files. But if they're going to say that, then they should have policies that back that up, right? I say if you really believe parents being there for kids is important, My platform is when kids are born until the age of 5, when they go to kindergarten or pre-K. When they go to pre-K for free, state-sponsored for free, we're going to revamp the fucking education program. We're going to teach them taxes, CPR, stock trading, all the bullshit these fucking wealthy people don't want you to know. How to become a politician? No, we're not teaching that. But from the year 1 or birth to 5, paid by the $1 trillion company that you want to protect. Why? They can afford it. You know, what, you want Jeff Bezos to get a 3rd yacht? No, he should be paying parental leave. If you believe in family values, first 5 years, you get to stay at home and raise your children. Only makes sense, right? I'm only doing common sense. This isn't politics. This just says if you believe parents being in the home is most important, Erica Kirk, you fucking chud, then you would agree with me on this. Very simple concept. I'm sorry to, be so simplistic. Childcare should be free, 100%. Or guess what? I solved the childcare problem. You just let parents have paid parental leave, paid for by the $1 trillion corporations. And for some of you go, oh, work for small business. What America do you live in? There's no small businesses anymore. They're all getting bought up. Maybe there's a few of them, and that's where we have our government tax dollars assist those. But most of it is Kmart. No, Kmart's gone. Bradley's. No, Bradley's gone. Woolworths. Shit, Jordan Marsh. Fuck, what is even left? What is even left? Democracy that is not healthy and educated cannot survive long. Well, we're testing that limit, aren't we, Zen? Minimum is 16 weeks for women here. That's good, but not enough. Not enough. And that's just, again, one guy on the internet. That's it. Don't get upset. I just say, I think as somebody who has experienced having kids, I would say longer. I don't know. You don't get that time back. I don't know. So longer. There we go. All right, guys. I gotta go. I'm so grateful to all of you, to the new members, Sardion, and Blondie. Appreciate you guys. 16 Tone, good to see you. Holy Snoopy. Stop subsidizing large corporations and let small companies have a chance. I 100% agree with that too. Edward, thank you. And if I forgot you, thank you. Seriously. And if you're new here, think about hitting subscribe. It's free. It's free. Hit the notification bell, you come back. We do this every day. There's news every day. And for those people who complain, this guy's always talking about Trump, tell them to stay out of the fucking news. You know what I mean? Tell them to stay out of the Epstein files, and we'll stop. And until these people are prosecuted, investigated, anything, kind of accountability, the law and order crowd, until we see any law and order, we're going to keep fucking riling up people and saying, this is not acceptable. Well, you're working your fucking 16-hour day at 4 different jobs just to afford egg once a month. These perverts get off with fucking no accountability. Are you kidding me? Bullshit. Not my America. Remember you guys used to say, not my president? I'm saying, not my America. Start that one. Yeah, fuck ICE. Subscribe to Finally. Thanks for speaking truth to power. I always will. I always will. My existence is resistance to this bullshit. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys. Medications that cost $6 to make but cost $1,100 to $1,600 to buy. And guess who's subsidizing that shit? That's our money. Once you start figuring out this is all our money they're playing with, oh shit gets real quick. You're like, wait a minute. They're not just printing money to do that. Fuck, and I just paid taxes. Motherfucker, they're using my money to lie to me. And as soon as that hits, like that, you become woke. That's how you become woke, folks. Sir Young, always good to see you. Always good to see you. I'm so great. See, let me just say one other thing. I'm so grateful for the people who are not in America that care enough to be a part of this movement. Because just like in the revolution, I'm sorry, I love history. But just like in the revolution, the new Americans couldn't do it without the French. We just couldn't. We were out there lobbying the French, the Spanish. We were like, come on, enemy of my enemy. Like we were out there hardcore. Benjamin Franklin, fucking Thomas Jefferson. We had Lafayette over on this side of the coast. Like we couldn't do it. So the solidarity extends to all the workers of the world, all the people fighting for a better day, all the people speaking truth to power. And whether you do it in small ways, you know, whether you're standing up for your rights at work or standing up for your rights on the street, I don't give a shit. Join us. Hit subscribe. Sorry. Hit the notification bell, because this is tied to everybody. Nobody gets to put their head in the sand. You can say that, but guess what? When you say that, you're submitting to the Epstein class. You're saying, this isn't for me. You guys choose to do what you want with it. That's the sad reality of it. You don't have to acknowledge it. That's what it is. This isn't my opinion. This is what it is. So we either stand the fuck up and speak out, or you're complicit. That's all. One world, world peace. 100%. Tia, good to see you. Long viva la revolution. And all power to the people. So I appreciate you guys. Appreciate everybody who hit subscribe. Appreciate all the new subs. Appreciate the new members. Trump, Epstein, forever be connected, you know? I think whenever we read that big, beautiful obituary, that will probably be on the gravestone. Trump, Epstein's BFF. Maybe they should put that poem he wrote. There must be more to life than... I think that should be on it, huh? What do you guys think? I think that should be on it. 100%. Where is it? Where is it, Joe Rogan? Can you read it to me? Joe, come on. Where's Joe Rogan? Where is it?
Enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? And Jeffrey, as a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you.
That's what it should say on his big, beautiful obituary. Enigmas never age. Enigmas that never age. Have you noticed that? All right, guys. Till tomorrow. Hit subscribe. Peace.